Hi, things. How is the heat treating all of you butt fucks? It's disgusting outside. Hi! I had the brilliant idea to bake cookies, so, standing in front of a hot oven is not the best idea if your kitchen doesn't have AC. Because most kitchens don't have AC. So now I'm sweaty, and I'm sitting in my office like, How did it turn out? Fucking lovely. I only had one. I had to exercise self-control and not eat my entire fucking, tray of only 4 cookies. I only made 4, because hubby's on a diet. But I exercised a lot of restraint, and I only ate 1, even though I wanted more. The main heat wave in Poland has passed, I think. I mean, I'd imagine so. You guys are further up north. And, like, I did make a lot of cookie dough. I just froze most of them. What kind of cookies? Coconut oatmeal. I froze most of them, because I was like, I'm not eating more than, like, 2 or 3 cookies, honestly. So I made a batch of cookie dough and I froze a lot of it.
Terrible. Dude, my balls feel like they're melting off like the Wicked Witch of the West. Pretty soon, I might actually get my wish to be a girl in the heat.
Thank you. This week we went down 10 degrees Celsius compared to last week, so I'm happy. I mean, that's good. That's good. 10 degrees less is actually quite a bit. You know you're gonna have to play this song during the Edgerunners review. No, I don't. I'm gonna get DMCA'd. I'm not fucking risking that. We're running on the edge. Ah, yes, the anime that was too sad for me to finish. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna justify myself. It was too sad for me. Could not fucking do it. Like, I watched, Cyberpunk is not something I'm unfamiliar with. I watched, like, Blade Runner. It's too fucking depressing. But I am a gigantic trigger cocksucker, so I do like their animation. I want to marry my AC unit. I want to give Sloppy Toppy to the fucking 2 machines I have up in the office, because I think I would be dead without them. If I had the stupid, like, tiny yee-ass, mini split I had last year, I don't think I would be up here. I would be working downstairs. 2077 is much better. Of course it's not. It's Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, by definition, is fucking depressing. That shit does nothing. Nothing. Mini splits are useless.
Oh, that green side character got a show?
Yes, and that
JK.
green site character that's been in like 2 fighting games now, and for some reason, how far did you get? When Big Guy got cyber psychosis, that's when I dipped. Like, everyone, I can't expect so much of this stuff. Everyone except, like...
is a fantastic show, even if we feel sad.
And I believe that, because it's actually what we're in, but, like, when everybody except, like, the 2 main characters fucking died, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done. Like, I am done. I'm not watching this anymore. Like, I think the only one that actually made it was, like, did Rebecca die? I don't remember, but, like, she did. Everybody did. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. Like... I am done. The fundamental trope of the cyberpunk genre is that there are no good endings. And that, you know, I'm tired of that. My fucking therapist was like, Lily, you need to be more positive. And I'm like, how, bitch? I'm surrounded by negative-ass media. Everything around me is sad. No story is hopeful ever. There are no happy endings. Be more positive. How? With what fucking nuggets of wisdom am I supposed to be more positive if I am surrounded by media that's trying to make me feel sad? I'm an artist. I understand how important it is that to have emotions, but, like, you know what emotion we need to fucking feel in this yee-ass house? Joy. You know what emotion we kind of need to fucking bring back to media? Joy. How come I'm only gonna get joy if I fucking sit down and watch Bluey? Like, I was watching The Amazing Digital Struggle and I was like, haha, this is gonna be funny. No. I'm, like, on the episode with the guns. I haven't finished it yet, and it's like, why does everybody have to have, like, a heart-to-heart every 2 seconds? Like... And the more I watch the show, the more I'm fucking convinced that it was meant to be episodic for a long-ass time. Like, I don't think they meant to fucking finish it as quickly as they did. But
The
still,
Woowa collab is probably the best video game collab period. The attention to detail down to the hacking, music, and the loading screen is insane.
I'm gonna throw a dig because I saw this dig on Twitter. Notice how none of the Woowa characters were in that collab when story was happening, but thank you.
Depression Round 2 is coming soon.
I'm not even gonna fucking touch it with a 10-foot pole. No, I don't want to be sad. I'm so tired of sad media, mama. Thank you. Happiness is gay. I want to be gay! I want to be gay. I like Lynch Productions, but all their work is just PTSD, but cute is kind of tiring. I'm done. Like, why can't I? I'm gonna have to fucking sit down and watch MLP or something. Because everything that I watch is, like, depressing. Maybe not so much the anime club. Thank fuck that ReZero ended last week for, like, the next 40 days, so I don't have to touch that fucking pile of sadness. Witch Chat so far has been pretty fun. So I'll give it that one. Cowboy Bebop had, like, one of the saddest endings I've ever seen in anime. I was like, why are we here? Just to suffer. I hate it. Trauma builds character. My character, mama, I'm in my 30s. My character has been built. I am a pre-assembled Lego. I don't need more. Just watch Black Mirror. That's even worse. I bet you like Guidance of Gonna and Giververse. Watched both of them, liked both of them, but they really are PTSD the show, both of them. I don't know why the trend right now is to make everything sad. Every indie animation ever is about traumatized character and trauma. Like, we've seen her. I'm bored. Can we do something else? Can we do something, I don't know, happy? Can we make, like, a straight-up comedy? At the very least, that fucking chain-smoking cackle anime looks like it's gonna be
Amazing Digital
fucking
Circus
hilarious.
is at least partially based on I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Which
Oh no,
is
that
pretty
one's depressing,
existential
but thank you.
horror TBH.
I thought Cyberpunk was fun, sure a little sad, but ReZero is much more depresso in my opinion.
Thank you.
My AC can't hear me, but I'm nice to it just in case.
I think the stairs. No, wait, no, the rabbits was worse, because, like, and I think the stairs is worse because of the padding.
Which was worse,
Thank you.
the rabbits or the stairs in Re:0?
Probably the stairs because it's tired at that point. Yeah, thank you. Wait, no, the chain-smoking cat girl, the opening is out. It's fucking... That one's fucked up, but it's seriously funny. Like... The opening is apparently just pure fucking references to smoking in media. And that's it. It's actively hilarious. I don't know why it has such high production value, but it just does.
It's sad that most modern stories think of character development as the character gets the crap beaten out of them every 5 minutes.
Thank you. Also, chat, whenever you see your favorite anime or your favorite manga animated like shit, think that the smoking cat girl, for some reason, has like near Ufotable level production value. For no reason. At all. The fucking chain-smoking cat girl anime has insane production value. It's so well animated. It has higher production value than One Punch Man. Yeah. I remember people were pissed about that. See, here's the thing. If you've read the manga for Smoking Cat Girl, you'll kind of understand why. There's, like, a lot of, like, people banking on this anime to be successful. And the reason why is because the manga is legitimately hysterical. Wait, are we watching that one? Yeah, we kind of have to. Like, hubby also read it, and he's gonna riot if we don't. What's anime going toward? No, you should just read it. Just read it. Media is meant to be an escape from reality until it's a grimdark, depressing shoe like Cyberpunk. Then I'm the problem for wanting some hope and happiness in my media. It's the world is like this, but it's not what I wish media for. It's just a double standard. Yeah, no, I want, like, look, I understand that sadness is a crucial part of growth. And as an artist, I think watching every type of media is valid, but I feel like the overwhelming amount of media lately has been sad.
I prefer sad stuff over generic power fantasy anime.
I mean, that's fine if you prefer that, but I think everything has been depressing lately.
Happy
Sad generic
ending?
is just as
Wrong
bad as generic
city,
power
wrong
fantasy.
people.
Thank you. The problem is the generic part, not the type of anime that you're watching.
All of this talk makes me want to watch James Gunn's Superman movie. Heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, apparently. I haven't seen it myself, though, but thank you.
The guy who funded Edgerunners made it the way it is because it gives him joy to make others as miserable as him.
Cyberpunk as a genre is meant to be pretty depressing, though. But yeah, thank you.
Look up Red Cat Ramen. It heals your soul.
Is that like an anime or an actual food? But thank you. Is your dog doing okay in the heat? My dog has been corpsing everywhere in the AC
It's
downstairs.
all sad because the world is in a bad place.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a rat's ass that the world is in a bad place, Mama. I want to be in a good place mentally. Like, the first step to making the world a not a bad place is to fix our mentals. One person at a time. But thank you. No, the dog is actually fine. She kind of refuses to come upstairs even though it's colder up here than it is downstairs because there's little patches of sunlight thanks to the skylights in my apartment
Try
that she can
ranking
corpse
of
in.
kings.
Thank you. We need more whimsy. We really do. Like, sometimes you'll go downstairs and suddenly you'll find the dog, like, completely dead on her side. And you're like, oh god, is it dead? No, she's fine. She's napping. She doesn't like heat for obvious reasons. Her face is flat. But walking literally the 5 steps it takes to get from my apartment to cross the rooftop to my office is too much for her. So she'd rather stay downstairs by herself. By herself in the AC. Frenchie, right? Yes. Corpsing is still a really fun time. It looks like a corpse! She looks like she's dead. Red Cat Ramen is an anime about a restaurant run entirely by cats and a human applied there. That sounds whimsical. Meow. But yeah, Puppy's fine. Like, poor Puppy, my tits, she's fine down there. She's chilling.
I'll put the chat in a better mood. My second nephew is due to be born today. My little sister who is 30 and this is her first baby. So exciting.
Oh, that's so sweet. Hopefully she has good labor and does not last for a bajillion years. Some ladies get unlucky, but thank you. Hopefully she gets lucky and it pops out. That's what we all want, honestly. Just shoot it out. Oh, he's probably plotting to eat some food without you knowing. There's no way, because there's nothing that she can get to.
I swear the dogs love to scare you.
I think all animals live to scare you. Have you ever seen a rabbit, like, completely lying flat on its side? Yeah, that'll give you a heart attack. Thank you. Potato cannon the baby. If it was possible. The chainsaw was invented to assist with childbirth. Yeah, for C-sections. We have better tools now, thankfully. My cats ambush me constantly. That sounds funny. That moment when your baby's first words, I'm cooked after you shoot out like a potato cannon. They can't speak that early. The slime season 4 is still here. Oh, right. That's a thing. With the baby attached to a cord, it's like one of those old popcorn toys with a string attached to the bullet. That sounds terrible. Did you watch the anime? What, Edgerunners? I watched a big chunk of it, but then it got so depressing I had to take a break, and then I haven't got back to it. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't gone back to it, because, like, it's so easy, and it's something that I've noticed lately, because, again, I talked about it with my therapist. It's so easy to be negative about things, because there's more to talk about when things are negative. It's being a positive person in general, not that easy, because, like, with positivity, it's just like, yay, and then you just keep going. Yeah, I have not finished it, although I'm from what I know, the ending is pretty sad. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say that I did, because no.
You could honestly make an Edgerunner character review on so many of the backgrounds. Even characters that only appear for a few frames are insanely well realized.
Yeah, and like the cool thing about Edgerunners, I think, is that like Trigger went above and beyond with the animation for it, but thank you.
OG or 2044?
No, actually, have not, but thank you. Just be Don Quixote from Limbus. I think I'm gonna have to, it's so fucking hard, I can't do it. I can't fucking denial myself into thinking that, like, thinking the good thing, you know? It's like, I'm gonna be happy. How?
I feel like recent media is oversaturated with movies that deliver on expectation and gratification, so movies like Edgerunners are a nice change of pace. It's like medicine, you know?
Yes, except most media nowadays is overwhelmingly negative. The media that's positive is paced like a TikTok, so it's super fucking difficult to digest because it's so fast. And the media that's negative is like the one that tends to have more normal pacing, so it tends to be better written, but why is it all sad? But thank you. New ego for the wet cat and IDs for Foster and Gregor. Oh, good. Yeah, we're gonna keep calling Yisung a wet cat. That's not gonna stop. Hello. What my character would be a bad idea to cosplay as? Anything from modern day MiHoYo, because you will not be able to build that outfit. Like, if it depends on what your goal is as a cosplayer. Do you want to upset people? Do you want to have a hard time making the costume? Or do you want to, like, cosplay as a character you don't like? Because there's many ways to do all of these. Mr. Popo is also one that I would not recommend, no. All of the above. Okay, I don't know if you can do all of the above. It's like pick two. Most writers actually carried 2010 Telma girlies and they were depressed and edgy. Ooh.
Oh wait, are you reviewing characters from Season 1 or upcoming Season 2?
Season 1, there's nothing for Season 2 yet.
BTW Rebecca Best Girl. Studio Trigger is based.
There's a trailer and a few pictures.
The lolly stays.
They're not, she's not a loli. That actually is gonna be, I think I'm gonna talk about Rebecca the most, because I'm gonna have to fucking screw some heads on a bit straight. But she's not a loli. I think I'm mainly gonna go into Season 1. Season 2 only has a trailer and a poster, so there's not a ton to talk about. But, mainly Season 1. Thank you. She's just short. She's just very short. Meow. Isn't she in her 20s? She is in her 20s, yes. Yeah, visuals for the mains for 2, though. Tough titties, I can wait. Yeah, she's short. Rebecca is a petite woman, an actual petite woman. But we're gonna get into that when we do the actual review proper. She's just a short queen. I do like her design quite a bit, too. I know someone IRL that's Rekka size. I know someone IRL that's Rekka size, too.
Rebecca is the short Latina ride or die we all deserve.
Yeah, thank you. I also know women that are like that short and also have like normal adult proportions, so it's not impossible. Halfway through a certain video on my brain is fried. I'm sorry, Spanish! Hang in there, Spanish! Dude, my brain got fucking cooked today, like... I was animating, right? And I was animating for my baby vault. And I was like, what? almost an entire fucking part of an animation done, like just like the hair of a character, which is usually one of the last steps I do before I clean it up. And my Flash crashed on me. My Adobe Animate died on me. When I tell you that when I rebooted that shit and my recovered file lost most of the progress, I almost had a stroke, yeah. Because unfortunately, Flash has not gotten a new program, and neither will it ever.
Is doing a weird drug anime comedy Jimoto Psycho. It's called Dim. Honestly baffled it's coming out of Japan.
Mappa does great work, but they're a blood diamond. Thank you. I'd actually lose my shit. I've learned my lesson with anime to basically save after every frame that I make. And unfortunately, anime is no longer gonna be getting updates starting next year. They were gonna like stop making it entirely and like just.
Would you also check out the Wuwa versions of Lucy and Rebecca?
It's literally the same character, so probably not. I don't know if they changed anything except for the graphics. But yeah, like they announced earlier this year that by March of next year they were gonna shut the program down, and so many animators gave them shit that they're keeping it up, but the support it's gonna get, it's minimal, barely any updates if any. So I'm expecting the program errors to just stack up with time. While I would like to learn how to animate with Clip Studio Paint, I don't like that it animates like Photoshop. For reference, the way that Photoshop animates is that every frame you draw is a layer. That sounds fine and dandy until you have an animation that has a decent amount of fucking frames and a fuck ton of different layers, because you very rarely animate everything in one single layer. The file sizes can get really heavy. Clip Studio's similar. I like stuff like Animate because it lets me add keyframes and fuck with them, and it's not a layer, it's just like part of like the software. It's psychotic. It is psychotic, which is why I can't use it. So I'm gonna have to either invest in Toon Boom or something similar to like Animate, or learn how to do it in Clip Studio and just deal with the file sizes as I go. Aren't there a lot of pretty solid open source alternatives? There are. It's not so much like the cost of it though, it's like the convenience. When you get used to a software, you don't want to change. I fucking had to learn how to use CSP because my Photoshop no longer lets me use it. I used to like share it with Hubby because you could use like your Photoshop subscription in 2 devices. Not anymore because they're cheap as shit. So I let Hubby keep the Photoshop and I mainly use CSP now. Edie, thanks so much for the sub. But the thing that I don't like is having to switch softwares. The dinosaur in you that is like very, very much accustomed to doing things a certain way does not like change. Would something like Spine 2D be something worth considering? It's like live 2D but mostly for animations. I draw my shit by hand. If it's just for puppeted stuff, I don't think it would work for me. I need to be able to actually draw on the canvas. I literally just, I old school my animation for the most part. It works fine. Spine works great if you're doing puppet stuff, but since I basically do it the old-fashioned way, I think it might not work for me. The dinosaur anime is still using Photoshop CS6 because I got a perpetual license in 2012 and I don't want to pay the subscription. That's valid. That is valid. Giraffe, thanks so much for the 5 gifted. Thank you. It's a corpo thing for sure because they got super greedy and then they were like, oh, well, we don't want to support this software anymore. So they were like, ugh. Subscription and always online requirements really killed a lot of utility software. You don't always need to be online to use an Adobe subscription, but they are pricey and now they're like limiting them more and more and more each year. CSP is great because you can pay a subscription, but it costs like $4. It's not expensive. Whereas fucking Photoshop costs like 25 to 30 per software that you have. And then with CSP, you can also just buy it outright if you want to. For like $30, and you get to keep it. Yeah, you can use Clip Studio's permanent license if you don't want to pay the subscription. I like getting updates to my software, so I have the subscription, but otherwise I would just get the, The permanent version.
We're already living in an early years of a cyber dystopian world.
No.
AI, virtual
No.
reality, advanced robotics in both law enforcement and military,
Shh,
advanced
it's not happening.
surveillance, rising prices, and powerful corrupt corporations.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. Thanks so much for the super, but it's not happening. Things are gonna turn around in 15 years. I'm so sure. It's fine. Or I die. It's fine. I refuse to accept this as my reality. You know what? I'm still gonna go outside. I'm still going to fucking, pirate shit within reason. I'm still gonna fucking enjoy the outdoors. Like, no. Where's all the neon, though? I'm kind of glad we don't have neon everywhere because that would make things very difficult at night. Delusion, sadly. I don't want to be deluded. I'm already pissed.
What about Blender? That's a good alternative.
Isn't Blender just for 3D? I don't want to learn how to use a brand new software. I am a dinosaur. I'm stuck in my ways. He says the neon room behind her glowing. No, I'm getting natural light in here. So much natural light that I had to close the curtain. Oh, it works with 2D too. I just don't want to learn. Can I draw on it? That's the thing I need. Can I draw on it? I'm a Lernosaurus, not me, sis. Like, I'm a fucking stubborn hag of a person. Layers are kind of fucked though. I just want something that works exactly like anime does. That's it. There's being positive, then there's this. I'm trying to be more positive. I need to. Anyway, okay, it's about time we start the segment, shall we? Oh yeah. Important announcement. I put it up in the community, post on YouTube. Collab tomorrow starts an hour earlier, so 6 p.m. my time. Because we're gonna be joined by the Gorgoyle. So we're starting a little bit earlier. I put it in the YouTube community post, but in case someone didn't catch it, there's me saying it now.
BTW Lily, do you know 100 girlfriends who really
I do.
love you? The designs are so good and cute. You'll love the art style.
See, here's the fucking sad thing about that anime. The art style is so cute. The anime is just pure fetish bullshit. I can't watch it. It's weirder than Dragon Maid. I'm sorry. but the art style is great. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, Cyberpunk is a thing. It's a depressing thing. It's a really good video game where you can do a ton of stuff, but it's also an anime, and it's an anime that is produced by none other than Studio Trigger, which if you guys know some lore about Lily, I am, to quote my husband, a gigantic Trigger cocksucker, okay? So I love their animations, and I love their character designs. So when I heard that they were working on Cyberpunk, I immediately jumped at the chance to watch this. Disclaimer, it was so sad that I couldn't finish it, but I still watched a big chunk. And today I want to talk about the characters for Edgerunners, which was the first season that they did, because they actually announced a second one. And I haven't seen a ton of it except the poster. There is a trailer. We can't watch it. We're going to get DMCA'd. But I think it would be nice to talk about the characters from Edgerunners, because there's a lot of concept art and stuff that we can go over. And just kind of like see how Trigger took the cyberpunk aesthetic, which is very grungy, very futuristic, very fun, and put their own spin on it. Because if you've ever seen any cyberpunk media, like the game or like Blade Runner, you'll know that it's kind of gritty. It's very neon, but it's also, there's some darkness about it. And with Trigger, their main thing is like color and vibrance. So I want to see how they did it with Edgerunners. So without further ado, let's get started. So we start with the main cast. We start with our boy David Martinez. So David, right? Now, David has a very interesting design because David's character actually changes throughout the show. If you guys don't know something about Cyberpunk, let me explain. They have these things that are basically cybernetic implants. It's stuff that you can do, body mods that you can do, which is usually machinery. David starts the show without any, and then by the end, I think he's just a torso. But, like, we have a point where he's very much human. He doesn't have any implants at all because they're expensive. They're very expensive. And if you want to use them, you need immunosuppressants because your body will attack you if you don't have them. He starts with one on his spine, which basically lets him move very, very quickly. And then he moves up. But, like, let's talk about his outfit throughout the majority of the show because he keeps the same silhouette throughout most of it. And you'll notice right away that his look is incredibly futuristic. But there's also some nice urbanism to it as well. He has a very baggy pair of pants. These are the Back to the Future sneakers, aren't there? The Back to the Future Nikes. And he has a really, really big jacket, yellow jacket, which seems to have almost circuitry on it and LED lining on the inside of the collar. At the start of the show, it's paired with like a plain black t-shirt, which actually offsets the color really well. And the thing I like about David's design is that the world can easily be shaped around him. Main character design, mama, is one of those things that you need to design them first. Because the world is usually going to revolve around them, so to speak. David sets the tone for a very grungy world, but that also has moments of a lot of vibrance and a lot of life. So that's why his jacket is so bright. It has these really cool futuristic elements. He has like his black t-shirt. He has a piece of jewelry, just like a necklace with like 2 chains on it. Easy peasy. He also has a hairstyle that like, it's not the broccoli top, but it's a hairstyle of the youth, okay? Like the fucking tapered fade, but much like in any cyberpunk style, it's actually shaved in a way that resembles like circuitry. So it's really, really cool. His facial expression is usually very stern. He's not a very happy person. No one in cyberpunk is happy.com.org. And he has a lot of like hair where his hair is long. It's just a nice brown color. A lot of characters in Cyberpunk have like really funky skin colors and hair colors. Again, if you can do body mods, you can change a lot of stuff. You can change a bunch of shit about yourself. David keeps his color scheme pretty much the same through both halves of the show. So he's tan, he has brown hair, and he has brown eyes. But as the show advances, he gets more of these cybernetic implants. Now, the risk of these being something called cyberpsychosis, you're not supposed to get that many. Your body physically cannot handle that many because your mind is just going to break if you turn yourself into a robot. The main differences in design, though, between the David in the first few episodes and the David in the last few episodes is, I don't know if you guys will notice that there is a significant time skip. I don't know how long it is. Again, I didn't finish it. I am imagining it's a few years because his anatomy has changed. His head is no longer too big for him. His head is actually more decently sized. He has broader shoulders in general. His jacket actually is not oversized anymore. It fits like a normal-ass jacket, which actually looks pretty nice on him as well. It's less baggy. He still has the baggy pants, but now they have boots on them, which have the same green accent, but just more visible. It's only a few months. Oh, damn, then he really beefed up on the implants then. Christ. I thought it was like a year or 2. The hardware makes you more bulky. Yeah. But this is actually a great distinction between a character that looks very young, experienced, and immature versus a character that's like older. You can age a lot in a few months, believe it or not. There's people whose hair is like gray from stress. So with David, that definitely could happen. Now, I have more detail on him, other piece of concept art, but I did want to note the main differences between the 2 designs in the show. One of them being a lot more confident than the other. Almost cocky. Like, no shirt, 2 belts, super fucking buff, a ton of fucking cyber implants. The boots being tucked into his pants so that he has better room for movements. Are those his hands or gloves? You know what? Let's just say yes. I feel like they're his hands. And he also has a lot more circuitry going over his body, especially on his chest and face. His eyes have lost a little bit of that whimsy to them, but, like, again, he was never a happy character. Like, so he has, like, cyber hands now, too. Overall, the silhouette remains more or less the same, just less baggy. And the color scheme does not change. If anything, the older version just enhances that, like, lime green accent. But I want to show you guys more artwork for David, because Trigger is the tits, and they actually make the shit available. That website sucks, but we did our best. The quality of the character picture is okay, chat. That I had to fucking go looking for. Well, hubby. Bad. I can show you guys the level of fucking image quality that we were working with. Like, we were rocking, like, at insane, like, difficulty level to get source material. Impossible. Available as a stretch. I have to bust my ass to find this. Shout out to Spanish and Hobby for pulling this together because, like, yeah, the website is, like, shit. Like, the website is garbo. 144 quality? About as much, yes. Look, this is the website, right? How is that? Isn't that cool? Yeah. Characters, right? What do you mean? Instead of showing me the cast, you just Okay. This is it. That's all you get. That's all the pictures that you get. That's all the yeah. Yeah. That's all the pictures that you get. Energy. Like you can't even do a close-up of this shit. I don't even know why they put it in here. So lame. Meanwhile, fucking got Chiakuta over here doing the Lord's Worth. Full turnarounds of every character. Like, fucking different angles. Face close-ups. Trigger, which has significantly more... Well, actually, no. Bones has a lot of money, but still... Trigger has more clout. Well, actually, do they? I'm not sure. You gotta know about this cast members, you get one line of text. But I want to keep showing you guys stuff about David. Got Chiakuta mugs this shit so hard. Got Chiakuta's website. You can tell it's made by an artist, and not just like a random person who's like, oh yeah, just show off the characters. But yeah, that's the main differences between David's. Let's see some close-ups, some more detail on the character because it is available. Face shots for David. Now, let me explain how men can also have baby face. Look at the size of his cranium. Big head, giant head, cabeza de huevo, enorme. Like, his shoulders are sloped down because he's, like, pretty sad. That is his mom's jacket, by the way. Someone in chat pointed out. I completely forgot about that. Thank you. Jacket is way too big for him because it was meant to be for, like, an adult. He was not as bulky back then. His head is really big. He has a lot of forehead. His eyes are actually decently large as well. His eyebrows are thick. The thicker the brows, the younger a character will look. I will say this. That is actually something that you have to take a note. And it's funny because you actually will almost always grow into your eyes. Your eyes, fun fact, human biology, who's ready for some cursed shit, your eyes are literally the same size the entirety of your life. That's why babies have, like, big googly eyes, and adults don't, because, like, you just grow into your eyeballs. Like, cyber exoskeleton. Yeah. So, David, when he's, pre-time skip, even if it's just a few months, he looks significantly younger because of that. There's not a ton of muscle mass, so he has a skinnier neck, his shoulders are sloped. And for the most part, he's, like, sad, very lean. I think lean is the word I would use to describe his physique. Wait, so are just eyeballs and we grow a body around it? Yeah. That's why babies have such big eyes. Yeah, he's 17. But here's the funny thing about a 17-year-old. If you've ever been to, like, if you remember your days in high school, oh, I know, oh, flashback. There were kids that were 17 that looked like grown-ass men and had, like, full beards. And then there were, like, kids at 17 that looked like gangly cats. Like, there was no in-between. There was no in-between. So, like, David could theoretically look like this, and also the same way he looked later in the show, if growth spurt, or, you know, just, like, 50 cybernetic implants. So, yeah, this is what his face shot, one of the face shots that he has. More. This is in contrast to the older one. Look how much thicker his neck is. Now, I do know that the implants actually bulk him up considerably, but you will also notice that while he still has a big head, it's much more better balanced. His neck is rather large. His shoulders are a little bit broader, but not by much, and you'll notice his eyebrows are just a smidge thinner. Just a little bit. He also has less hair on the top of his head, which definitely helps ease the illusion of volume that he used to have. That makes him look older. I really like the way that they did the cybernetic implants in Cyberpunk, Edgerunners, because it does genuinely look like we were chopping off parts of your body. And it's even fucking, more raw if you know that David did most of the shit with anesthesia. Like, everything that has, like, circuitry is a fucking implant, somehow. You're not supposed to get that many, though, because it will fuck you up eventually. Yeah, the innocence in his eyes is lost. It's much more steely a gaze than what he used to have. Non-damn. No, at least at first. Hi, I was that 17-year-old with a full beard and back hair that got frequently misaged as I was in his early 20s. Yeah, exactly. You people exist. You people do exist. Yeah, cyberpsychosis is such a bitch. He got most of his implants from a surgeon from a back alley. And, I don't know if they ever explain what causes cyberpsychosis. I have to imagine that the amount of fucking metal and software you're putting in your body is way too much for your brain to handle. The human brain is a complex machine, but it is delicate. Trauma causes it? Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, same jackets, almost the same outfit, but look how different he looks between a few months just because of some implants. And the other thing they had to do was fuck with the anatomy a little bit. Make his neck thicker, make his shoulders a bit broader, make his hair a little bit less fluffy, and his eyebrows a little bit thinner, and look at that. It's the same person, but looks significantly more mature, you know? Overall, is there a result of having, like, a less human experience? Yeah, because the more fucking metal you put into your person, the less human you become. And that is bound to fuck with you. I feel like the game would probably explain this better than the anime did, because the anime, unfortunately, could only really scratch the surface. From what I watched, anyway. It is effectively psychosis. It's mental breakdown or general psychological stressors and the body being unable to handle the lack of meat. You need meat! You need meat. The reason you need meat and you need blood is because you need calories, and without that shit, your body will shut down. So you do need meat, yes. You need to have flesh, and you need to have, like, fucking cells and enzymes that digest things, break down sugar, turn it into energy. But yeah, this is, like, David's head for both versions. We have a little bit more detail before we move on to our next cast member. We had to add him naked because we have no chill. Like, trigger! Trigger! Man, but look at how much of his body did he fucking, like, he basically split his spine in half. Yeesh, pulling his cock out. There's, like, sex in this shit, by the way. Like, I think that Lucy does pork him at some point. I like seeing all the little details of, like, his hands, the ports in his neck. Because, like, every human has at least that much mods. It's at least a little neck port that lets you store information. Fun fact, that's the type of shit that any, like, good Christian mom would be like, never let them put a microchip in you. That's against the front of God's will. It's like, it's more like, Mom, I don't want to be controlled by anybody. Thank you. But it's interesting how the body mods that David has actually mirror actual musculature. They're not just randomly placed. The breakdown on his body, the circuitry, the lines on his body are actually mimicking the actual human anatomy, how musculature looks. So they did put some thought into designing this stuff and making it look a way that was unnatural, but at the same time quite fit the character, you know? I can't wait to have Grok inside of my neck. Fuck me up, family. Yeah, he has like little robot feet. I love the hands. It's more of a breakdown of the outfit, more detail on the shoes as well. And I don't know what he's carrying on his shoulder. It might be immunosuppressors, or it might be ammo for a gun or something. Again, at this point, I dipped out of sadness. But I think it's meds, because when you have that many implants, you need to fucking keep yourself supplied, or your body will destroy itself. Fuck me up, Choom. Baby, baby, baby. I hate hearing that word, because, like, my brain immediately auto-translates it as, like, a slur. But yeah, it's really interesting the amount of fucking body mods that you can have. And again, you start the show with just the neck one, because you need that for, like, school, but that's about it. Everything else, he's, like, all natty. Until, Main dies, then he kind of goes nuts. Alright, one more picture for David before we switch. And this is baby David. So when David starts the show, this is basically all he has. He has, the implant on his spine, which you can't see in this. What was the name of it? This one. The one that made him go giga fast. And he basically just has, like, an implant on his hand and the one on his neck. Yeah, the Sandevistian is actually the main thing that gets him involved with the Edgerunners cast. Because I think his mom was selling that stuff on the side. She died pretty tragically at the start of the show, because, you know, it's Cyberpunk. And yeah, like you'll notice that his silhouette as the start of the show is much lankier. The use of accent colors is minimal but very well placed, mainly the blue and a little bit of green here and there. And the reason why the strongest accent color he has is that blue purplish LED thing on the back of his jacket is because the focal point of the character has to be the face. When you have designs that are very sci-fi or very busy in general, the focal point of a character is usually going to be their face. So you need something to draw attention to the face. And if your design is very busy or design has a lot of interesting elements, as most of the Cyberpunk ones do, you need something eye-catching near the face. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to focus on that. And especially with animation, you want expressions to be readable. You want the facial features to be readable. And with Edgerunners, I think that putting that little blue element on the jacket did miles of good. Miles and miles and miles of good. Yeah, the jacket was his mother's. She was a paramedic, and she did not even fucking get picked up off the side of the road. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's not a happy story, mama, but we're gonna get into it. And with that, and with that, that was David. So let's keep going, because we have some girly pops. Hold on, I need to, like, preemptively, because I know at least 2 people that are gonna get my, instrument. Alright, let's go. Okay, can we just get up? Now, Lucy, to me, I will have to say she is cyberpunk perfection, okay? Not only is she like a top-tier anime waifu, she is cyberpunk perfection because she has an outfit that is simultaneously super sci-fi, super sexy, but perfectly fits the setting. A lot of the times when I see outfits that are supposed to be futuristic, they commit the sin. You guys know what the sin is, right? The sin of random asymmetry, holes in places where there should not be holes, and just booby out for the sake of booby being out. With Lucy, though, her outfit is not only perfectly symmetrical, it's actually something that you could construct and probably wear. It's stupid sexy because that's part of the character's whole deal. And you can tell she has some implants, but not as much as David, you know? Hand holding is a sin. Yes, yes. She also has a very balanced color scheme. A lot of the time when you're making a sci-fi outfit, people tend to fall into the pitfall of add as much color as you can. No, you don't need to. Because here's the thing about Lucy, right? Remember what I said like 5 minutes ago that the focal point needs to be the face? Lucy has that. And you might think it's the rainbow-ass hair. Nope, it's the makeup. It's entirely the makeup. Lucy is the main love interest for Edgerunners. Protagonist girly pop, so to speak. She has a very alluring design. Lucy shows a lot of skin, but she shows a lot of skin by choice. This is not a character that's like afraid of her body. If anything, I think she uses it as a distraction. I like it though because the gaps in her outfit do make a lot more sense to me. Like the off-the-shoulder jacket, the shorts that go into like the leotard, and I'm pretty sure the only reason they didn't just give her the leotard that's super high cut is because the they would have probably gotten in some trouble for that outfit because that leotard is so high cut that you'd probably see some ass. And she also has these like very, very high stockings that almost go into the shorts as well. Very pretty. A lot of straight lines, a lot of parallel lines. Her accent color is red for the most part. It's super eye-catching. The red, her makeup is probably the most focal point of her face. She has multicolored hair and eyes. But it's really funny because if I've seen people try to make Lucy's wig, I don't think that her hair is actually rainbow colored. I think that is just a way to kind of like represent that it's like really shiny and that in the light it has a lot of color. Because it looks white for the most part. It's, yeah, exactly, iridescent. I think that that's like the actual hair color she has is some technology in hair dye in the future that makes hair iridescent. Or some mod that she probably has installed in her scalp that makes her hair iridescent. Her eyes as well. But it's great because the rest of her design is painfully simple when it comes to the color scheme. Mama, she's mostly neutral tones. Mostly neutral tones, one accent. It's black, white, red. That's it. A little bit of purpley tinged gray in the stocking, but that is it. Yeah, it's called tech hair. Thank you. She modded IRL. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. You can mod anything in Cyberpunk. I think that, like, in Europe, they have, like, catgirl ears and shit. Nanomachine, son. Basically, yeah. But I think that, like, Lucy for me is cyberpunk perfection because she looks very modern, very sexy, but at the same time, there is an almost neon vibrancy to the whole vibe. I don't know if it's because of the hair or the makeup or what, but she perfectly looks like she fits into the setting. And it's very sexy, but somehow it's not very distracting, if that makes sense. Because she has such a compelling story that you don't really care about the way that she looks. The Ooba Badoobas is just a bonus, chat. Like, Ghost in the Shell vibe, similar to that, yeah. I think that Lucy's a hacker of some sort. I'm not quite sure if I remember that too well. But she does have the vibe for it. I really do like that her outfit looks stupid futuristic. A lot of belts, a lot of shiny things, like the boots outside of, like, the stocking, the leotard outside of, like, the shorts, the crop jacket that seems to almost be held in place by wire instead of draping naturally on her shoulders. These are the types of things that you can get away with in a sci-fi setting because you have the technology to basically make some form of anti-gravity clothing, you know? She's a netrunner, so yeah, hacker. She's hot without being all that goony. She doesn't need to be super goony in her design, mainly because she's already very sexy, so showing more skin would serve no purpose. Like, netrunners are hackers who enter into the internet and like entering the Matrix. Yeah, I remember that. Well, didn't they need to use bathtubs for it so they wouldn't overheat? She's very, very, very pretty, has, like, an insanely good design. Her haircut is really, like, again, also very futuristic, asymmetrical haircut, really cool makeup, eyes that seem to shift colors. It's less subdued than David. If David had, like, a super subtle design at the start of the show, Lucy's more overtly cyberpunk. And, like, the more cast members you meet, the worse it gets. We start with, like, an objectively very human-looking person, and we end with some absolute characters, mama. Like... But we have a bunch of images for Lucy as well, so let's show them. Okay, so Lucy's face shots is actually where I want to show, like, the bulk of the character's focal point needs to happen. Lucy has a very interesting face. You will notice immediately that her shape language is really sharp. She has really, like, pointy eyes, pointy brows. Her hair is actually fairly blunt, sharpened out at the edges. Her eyes are very iridescent, but they have the same color scheme as the hair, more or less. Her makeup is very interesting because it almost seems permanent. You can tattoo your eyeliner on, fellas. I would not recommend it, but you can do this if you want to. Same with your lipstick. She has red lips and red eye makeup, which looks very, very beautiful, and the hair is iridescent. Now, I personally think that the way that Trigger drew this was actually very smart for animation purposes. If you did this in a 3D model, you could probably add an iridescent effect, no problem. But for 2D, I think that the best way to go about it would be something like this. Just show, like, blunt lines in, like, very light pastel colors. That way, the hair still has, like, the illusion of being iridescent / white, but it doesn't clash with the clothing. Because, color balance in character design is actually pretty important. And Lucy is one of those characters that if her hair was any more saturated, because it's very light, any more bright, I think that she would have clashed a little bit with her outfit, and her hair would have been not just the focal point, but a complete distraction. So keeping it pastel was actually a really, really good move. Yeah, I think she actually did replace her eyeballs. Giganto forehead. Well, she is very anime. Again, Edgerunners is an anime thing, so we have to keep that shit in mind, that even though it's doing the depressing.com.org donut that fucking Cyberpunk likes to do, it still has very much Trigger's signature. And Trigger's signature, if I may say so myself, is vibrancy. It's a very, very vividly colored design. It has a ton of energy and a ton of light to it. The show is not light, not even a little bit, but it's nice to see that Trigger kept their own spin on things, so to speak. And Lucy is actually in a ton of stuff. She's in Guilty Gear. She's in Wuthering Waves. Like, it's kind of like Tubi. Anything for money. Like... So yeah, she does have cyber eyes because normal eyes don't have this type of hue to them in the slightest. And I do think that her makeup might be tattooed on. I also think that the short hair was a great move for her, specifically because it gives her a more badass look. It makes her look more severe, which I like. There's not a ton of softness in Lucy as a character, both visually and in the show. So I do like the asymmetric haircut that she has. Okay, so what I do want to show is that Lucy actually does have some implants as well, besides the one on her neck, obviously. She has a bunch of connecting ports on her back and in the back of her head. Now, being a fucking hacker, so to speak, she can actually directly connect into networks. I think that's what the implant on the back of her skull is for. Dangerous place to put it. Dangerous place to put it because the back of your head, the back of your brain is what keeps you alive. The neuroport, as it's called, yes. I like it though because it almost looks like her head is detachable. She looks like a build a Barbie, you know? And most of her implant work is actually light pink and purple, so it's not as severe as David's. David has like a very like black lines everywhere. Lucy seems to have augmented herself with a lot more finesse than David did, because I feel like David was just rushing on by, pushing himself to the absolute limit. Lucy, I don't think she got any more mods than these. You gotta plug that right in there. I don't think you should plug things into the back of your skull, because that's what keeps you alive. Is that where the pee-pee goes? Do not. No, do not. Yeah, she got these from Arasaka, which I believe is a big corporation. Corpos are a big thing in Cyberpunk. It's aesthetically designed. No, yeah. Like, there's a lot of finesse into her actual augmentations, because they have a lot more aesthetic value than David's do, if that makes sense. Her color scheme is predominantly pretty warm, I would say. Her clothing is not, but she has a very pretty pink undertone, and there's like a warmth about her augmentations as well, which do a lot to make her look a little bit distant, but not completely dead. Her chrome is modest compared to most Edgerunners. Yeah, because she only really focuses on the hacking bit. Corpos are a staple in the Cyberpunk genre, not just in the series. Yeah, I mean, I watched Blade Runner, like that movie, that one was also sad, like... That one was also sad.com.org. But yeah, you can actually see in the concept right here that like the hair is meant to be one solid color. It just has iridescence to it. And it's just, again, the heart-shaped bits are so classy. They're so pretty. And it's that sci-fi touch without going full-on Star Trek, if that makes sense. I think that like the main way to describe the cyberpunk aesthetic is sci-fi, but keep it urban. Now, Lucy also has a younger self in the show, young Lucy. This one's actually a pretty simple design. You'll notice that unlike the older version, she is covered from head to toe. And her expression is a lot more severe. She's not as soft. This is probably, yeah, trauma baby, very young teens to like barely like pubescent. I cannot peg this as any older than like 12 or 13 years old. She has, like, the same iridescence to her hair, but it was much shorter. And she only had the red triangles underneath her eyelids, as opposed to the ones on the sides as well. The eyes were already cybernetic, and you cannot really see any implants on her except the ports at her neck. And maybe she had the one on the back of her skull at this point, who knows. And, again, let's talk about aging up a character, because... Unlike the older Lucy, you can tell this one is young for a few factors. One, head is gigantic. Absolutely gigantic. So much bigger than it is as an adult. Head and eyes are really big. Again, kids tend to have bigger heads. You kind of grow into your skull as you get older, especially your eyes. Two, she's not very curvy. She has a hint of a waist, but for the most part, the silhouette is almost rectangular. A little bit of a waistline, a little bit of a bust, but like just barely growing in. Very, very not noticeable. That immediately makes you feel a lot younger. These shoulders are very narrow as well. And there's not a lot of curves. She has no hips, no shapeliness to her legs at all. This is a child. This is a kid. This is how you design a preteen character that's actually a preteen. Keep this in mind. Because usually, the term we colloquially know as lolly, fun fact, they are drawn like children, but they are also not. So, to break it down... If this young Lucy was a lolly, quote-unquote, she would have bigger hips than this. But that's it. That is the only change that they make, usually. A lolly is drawn in such a way that it's childish, but it's also not. We keep the big head and the very narrow shoulders and the almost rectangular physique, but they tend to give them bigger hips for some reason or another. That's the main distinction you'll find, I think. They give them a bit more curves. They make them a little bit more shapely for some unholy reason that we all know what it is. But for the most part, that's the distinction between a character that's like a lolly and a child. And that's why a loli is not exactly the same thing as a petite woman, because they have the really big head proportions that make something look really young. So young Lucy, you can definitely tell her age, because if you go back to the older version, look at the difference in her proportions. Her head is much smaller, her shoulders are wider, she has a very, very distinct waistline, hips, very shapely legs, and Baduba. Not a ton of Baduba, she has a very modest bust, but Baduba all the same, and that's like the main difference. The outfit for younger Lucy, though, is interesting, though, because it's actually fairly severe. It contours her body pretty well, but it leaves, like, no openness. In fact, I'm willing to bet that one of the reasons why Lucy dresses the way that she does is because these outfits seem pretty constricting. She probably did not like that after a while. Like, she's covered from head to toe. I like the little baby sneakers. She still has red accents, but not as many. The purity in this outfit is just not there. There's no white. It's just black. Very corporate, very dark, very kind of sad, honestly. Yeah, skin tie, it's like a second skin. If I was Lucy, I would, if I had to dress like this every day for most of my life, the second I was, like, old enough to dress myself, yeah, I would probably turbo slut it a little bit. Like, yeah, it's the corporal dive wear. I think that she dives naked now, honestly. But yeah, this is the younger Lucy, which is a very, very severe design. Still very much resembles her, but it's like the main thing that you can note for differences between ages. And we had to have it, Lucy, as she is shown front and back, because we did not actually see the back in the first reference sheet. This is what her implants look like. You'll notice that they're so pretty and so subtle compared to David's. Like, David Unga Bunga himself. David fucking turned his ass into a Neanderthal of pure fucking machinery. And Lucy, Lucy kept her shit pretty clean. Like, Lucy's augmentations is mainly on her spine, and I'm guessing it's to support that, like, neuro enhancement that she has on the back of her skull. They're done mainly in pink and purple, and I can guarantee you that these were not done by a back alley doctor, because it does not seem to have any severe scarring. David came in a person and went out a monkey. Like, and again, notice that, like, yeah, pretty shapely hips, very nice legs, like, and I think that part of the reason why the hair is kept short is to, like, show off that implant that she has. I love we added the fucking implant on the spine in a flattened out way on the back, because that makes it a lot easier to work with. If you're an animator, again, animation is the devil's work in the sense that it's not super difficult if you know what you're doing, but it is tedious and it is repetitive. If you get the fucking cybernetic implant drawing wrong in 1 frame or 2 frames out of, like, the 20 or 30 you have to do, it's gonna show. And anime, fun fact, anime works in 2s or 3s. Anime doesn't animate at, like, 30 frames per second or even 24 at times. That's how they can get away with doing very little movement with a limited number of frameworks. And it shows. It shows. Like, do you know how there's sometimes episodes that you can tell that they're made by in-betweeners? Yeah, that's why. Anime doesn't have a ton of frames. They've actually mastered the principles of animation in a way that lets them conserve a lot of keyframe space. However, the sign-off is that the movement might not always be as fluid. Trigger's very good at doing this, mind you. Trigger's very good at working with very limited movements. But for the most part, when it comes to animation, consistency is king. So these types of references are an absolute must. People who probably worked for the shots in Edgerunners that had Lucy in them had every single piece of concept artwork that I showed you on their desks. All right. And this is the front and back of her outfit as well. The other implants that she has, mainly like her hands, same as David, the little ports on her neck. And the back of her outfit, I love because girly puppy half cheeks out. Lucy has half her asshole out. But you still can't see it. Again, it's still very subtle. It's what I like to call a subtle goon, because she does have, like, holes in her outfit, but they're strategically placed because they're, like, on her booty shorts. They're not, like, in random places. She has a hole in the booty short and a hole in the stocking and just the gap between the leotard and the actual shorts and shoulders, and that's it. It's symmetrical, it's super well put together, expertly balanced in color and shape, and just altogether a good time. You know, the hip windows are insane. Those are not windows, ma. Those are, like, fucking dead-ass cathedral fucking... ventanales, wait. God damn, no wonder David smashed. I would have smashed immediately. No regrets. And you can actually see the back of her hair here, which is much shorter than the front. It's very funny that her haircut is asymmetrical in front and back, but also in side to side. But it's done really well because it has a good sense of flow to it. Yeah, those are bay windows, not windows. But yeah, like, and again, the thing with Lucy is that if her color scheme is pretty unassuming, so if she walks by you, you're gonna do a double take. The first time she walks by you, you won't really notice, but then when you do a double take, she already stole your info, and you'd only just now notice what a fucking hot piece of ass she is. Sistine Chapel cheeks, yep. Again, great color balance, and unlike the younger version, there's more levity in this design, and it's way more vibrant. Much, much cuter. David did do a double take. Yeah, he did, and then he went back and was like, why'd you just steal my shit? And that was Lucy. Okay, so the last, like, character that I think has a fuck ton of fucking artwork from Trigger, because we know they have favorites, is... Yeah. Becca! As I said previously, I love Becca, by the way. She's the tits. Just high choom. As I said previously, the more you go on down the line of the cast of the Edgerunners people, the less human they look. Becca's pretty up there. Now, the thing with Rebecca, right, is that Rebecca actually embraced the aesthetic body modification instead of just doing implants for specific things. She has blue skin, blue hair, and her eyes seem to have been replaced completely with this, like, red and green little combo here. Like David, she wears a baggy jacket, but underneath that, there's, like... Mama, there's, like, nothing. I would argue that Rebecca is dressed more provocatively than Lucy is. And you might be thinking, what? No, but Lucy's sexier. She's showing more skin. No, she's not. Becca has, like, full leggy out, and you can see, like, the fucking bikini top in there. It's really funny, because I've actually never worked with Edgerunners, partly because I haven't finished it and it makes me sad, but partly because I could not design who the fuck I would work with, because I like both of them. I think it made me so sad that I was like, I don't want to draw it, but, like, you know what? My mind might be changed in the future. But yeah, Becca's dressed more provocatively than Lucy is. And she also has the more vibrant color scheme. Becca has bright pink, teal, red, and also lime accents. But she's very well balanced. The majority of her color scheme is this, like, powdery blue that is her skin. And the hair kind of fits into that because it's a bluish green as opposed to just being green straight up. The second most used color here is this, like, bluish charcoal that she has on her jacket. When, again, I've said this before and I will say it a million times. Character designers who watch me, because I know you do, because, like, sometimes you guys ask me for advice when I'm live. Color balancing is key, okay? If you're gonna make a character that has more than 4 colors in them, remember the rule. 50% one color. 25% another one, okay? You have 25% left. You can do 10 of one, 10 of another, and 5 of your little accent, or you can just split it however you want. But make sure that the values in color go down as you add more. And with the accent colors, less is more. It's always less is more, okay? The fun thing about Becca, though, is that she has a pretty neat silhouette. I like the twin tails, and, like, a lot of people mistakenly thought that she was a loli because she's pretty short. The thing with Becca, though, is it's just that her silhouette is really baggy. She has tits, she has hips, but she has a really big jacket that barely covers the coochie, okay? And those cute, like, little sneaker things. She actually has, I think, extra small feet, and that might be a body mod, actually. Short stack queen. She's not, like, I don't think I'm gonna call her a short stack. She's shorter than David, but by a lot. Do we have her official height? Then the creators call her a loli. They did not know what loli meant. I don't remember the drama, but from what I believe, it was a mistranslation, because people were like, no, she's not. I think there was a mistranslation, because, yeah, no, she's not at all a loli. But she gives the illusion. She gives the illusion because of 2 things. 1, baggy silhouette. 2, the twin tails. If you want to, like, look younger than what you are, put your hair up in twin tails. People will assume that you're much younger because it's a very childish hairstyle. Yeah, she's like 5'1". That's not that short. I'm 5'4". 2 apples tall. Yeah. The X tattoo on the thigh, though, I really, really like the tattoos that she has in, like, bright-ass pink. They're so fucking cool. Rebecca actually handles her color scheme really well. And again, this is very Trigger in the sense that even though it definitely fits the cyberpunk aesthetic, it's very colorful. Trigger is never going to acquiesce to color not being allowed. If you guys have ever seen any of the other shows, like Brand New Animal, or hell, even the Panty and Stalking Season 2, my poor brain. Or, what else? They've made a ton of stuff. I'm not gonna say Gurren Lagann because I think that one was still Gainax. Kill la Kill. There's color everywhere. That's like their main thing. Even if the setting is super grungy and desaturated, Trigger's characters will always have color in them. Bromare is also insanely colorful and also gay, which we like. Yeah, Space Patrol, Luluco. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in Trigger that all their characters are very, very colorful. And Cyberpunk was no exception. I'm pretty sure you can make these your characters just as colorful in Cyberpunk, but like Cyberpunk the game, that one's done with like an actual like 3D graphics and more realistic graphics, and you kind of blend in more to the grungy there because everything kind of has to blend together. With the show though, with animation, you have a lot more creative liberties. Let me zoom in a little bit so I can see a little bit more of that neck tattoo and a little bit more of her outfit in general. She's barely wearing clothes, chat. Actually, let me see. I think I have like for her outfit, she's not wearing anything under that jacket, chat. It's the bikini and the fucking bottoms and the jacket and that's it. But I like the balance in elements in her outfit that she's like barely wearing anything and super confident about it. Unlike Lucy, who's more covered than she is. Super cute. Without the jacket, is she against TOS? I think she would be. If you mean on Twitch, no, not really, no. You can still show it. We've shown, like, if the thing with TOS is so long as you're not showing nipple or bagoo, you're fine. As the streamer, you cannot show certain things, but for showing off for, like, this is supposedly educational purposes. Am I making some jokes? Yes, I make quippies. That's how I roll. But if it's for educational purposes, you can show nudity so long as it doesn't show anything explicit. She's crushing it. Okay, yeah, we have more artwork for Becca as well. So, Becca, you can actually see more details in her face here. Her face is actually not childish at all. She has pretty oh shit, thanks so much for the 20 gifted, anonymous person. Thank you. That's super generous. It's really fun though because like her facial proportions may seem a bit childish. At a glance, they're really not. She has big eyes, but so does Lucy. It's an anime thing. If you notice, her head is actually decently proportional to her neck. She has tiny baby eyebrows, decently big ears, but she has a longer nose and small lips, right? The thing that makes her look quite childish is the combo of the twin tails and the big eyes and the baggy jacket. I really, really like the way that they did her body mods in general. The blue skin is super fun. The cybernetic eyes that she has make her look psychotic in the best way possible. I like the circuitry around them as well, and I think that's part of the reason why her eyes are fairly close together in these shots, because if they wanted to actually accurately show the cybernetic bits surrounding the eyes, they would not have been able to make them that far apart. So I think that, like, the type of facial feature that Rebecca has is something we call close set. She has features that are a little bit too small for the frame of her face, but it's to do justice to the cybernetic bits, which make her face seem a little bit wider set. It balances the face, you know? The skull tattoo. She has a skull tattoo on her neck in bright-ass pink, which I think is great. And she also has a cute headband that keeps her twin tails up. It's a very, very cute vibe for her, but at the same time being very fun. And I do like the weird skin color for her. I do. I think that it was fun to see characters that just were not just normal skin colors. Because you can body mod anything. I don't know how much damage bleaching your skin like this would do. Because it's not the same thing as a cybernetic implant, but it's still a modification. Big as ears. She has big ears. Yes, she does. Is it even natural, though? I don't think so, no. I think that you can, like, dye your skin. It's like fake skin, but like again, all this shit is stuff that like it's medical advancements that we currently do not have. Let's leave it at that. Since skin is a thing, yeah, we don't have that yet. We can't replace skin synthetically that faithfully yet, so we don't have that yet. But in the distant future of Cyberpunk, it's possible, very much possible. I also like seeing the ports that she has on her neck. Everybody seems to have those. I don't know if they add them at birth or what, but everybody seems to have those. All right, here we go. This is why I want to talk about. This is the main thing. I want to talk about when it comes to Rebecca. So Becca, what she wears underneath her big ass jacket, it's actually this. She she is not a modest person. Chat. She is not at all a modest person. I think she opens the door for David dressed like this at one point and does not give a rat's ass. She's like, what? You can actually see in her hairstyle and this one that she does not have. She has much longer hair than Lucy, but not by a ton. And this is why I think firmly that people who call Rebecca Loli are dead fucking wrong. This is proportioned like a petite woman. Let's discuss. Now, first look at the size of her head compared to her shoulders. If you look at the baby Lucy, her head was much bigger and her shoulders were very, very, very narrow. In fact, I can actually compare it with the slides. Not that baby Lucy is a loli, but she is a child, so it's easy to show. Look at the difference between the head sizes here. Rebecca has adult proportions. She has a distinct waistline. She has decently fat hips. Thicker thighs than Lucy, I think, as well. And her arms are also more... Her limbs are more shapely in general. Her eyes are still, obviously, huge, but they are cybernetic, and she does have that very doll-like face. But in general, her proportions are adult. Very, very much adult. So she does not at all feel like a child. Side note, I love how cool her pink tattoo is on the middle of her torso. Because it looks like hip bones, even though that's not at all where your hip bones would be. And I can tell you this, as an artist who's drawn my fair share of petite women, it's so fucking easy to tell the difference between a loli and a petite woman, I'm not sorry. Like, people are like, oh, it's just a petite woman. No, it's not. You were intending to draw a more childish figure. No, it is not. This is a petite woman, okay? Easy as fuck to tell that this is a petite woman. She has secondary sexual fucking characteristics. She has badubas. Small ones, but they're there. She has big hips. She has a very well-proportioned head compared to her shoulders. That's why fucking the loli argument. As an artist, you can't fucking make that argument with me because I know my shit. I've been drawing this stuff for years. It's petite. It's very, very different. Rebecca's not a loli. I can make the same argument about Frieren because Frieren, while very much a petite character, does have booba. She does have hips. They're just not that big. Banned from life from all little lowers. Oh, it's okay. I'm not gonna miss them. Like... But yeah, Rebecca, I think it's really funny that, like, she's, like, way less modest than Lucy is. Lucy, if anything, seems to be, like, very reserved in her sexuality and how she appears to people, which is funny because she's the more overtly, like, sexy character of the two. Becca, however, does not give a shit. Becca is just like, yeah, I will open the door in my underwear. Look at me. Look at me. I'm pretty sure she wanted to fucking hit that with David so fucking bad, and that might have been why she opened the door like this. One thing to notice, though, about Becca is that her feet are incredibly small. She has, like, pretty well-proportioned arms, but her feet are tiny. Very, very, very tiny. Incredibly small feet, which is very funny because the rest of her body's proportioned pretty normally. I really like that, like, dead-ass doll look that she has without the twin tails, because you actually can't see the cybernetic bits of her eyes, except for, like, the bottom, and her mouth is really tiny, so she just kind of looks like a doll. Rebecca was the better choice. I think that it's kind of hard to tell who would have been better. I like them both. A threesome is the best choice, honestly. Somehow she has no problem lugging Adam Smasher's machine gun. Well, look at her arms. Those have implants on them. A threesome solves everything. It's very complicated. I do know this, but, like, yeah. And again, masterful use of color because there's... The color balance is there. 50% is done in blues. In this, I do include her hair. It's a greenish blue. Then you have a 25 in pink, and then it's broken down between the fucking black bikini and the colors in her eyes, with like the lime green being Frescoji, thanks so much for gift 1510. Thank you. For giving like like just like the one accent color that she needs. I'm not doing a sub goal for this. Stop spamming. I don't know if I want to make one. I have a lot of sub goals to get through. But yeah, I wanted to show this bit of content work because it very clearly shows that Rebecca's not meant to be underage. She's in her like 20s and it shows, you know? And now we got big arms. This is the concept work for Becca front and back. Again, she's not wearing anything under that jacket, which I think is fucking hilarious. I like the twin tails because it does help her probably see better, and it does give her a very fun, very playful silhouette. The arms, I don't remember if I ever got to see them in the show because, yeah, like, are those are not implants, are they? They're just gloves, right? They were in the second half. Oh! They are implants. Okay, yeah. So I didn't actually get to see these. But you know what? They add a ton to the silhouette. If the silhouette was already good initially, this make it even more playful and more fun. And again, the color balancing is actually very well done because both the red and the blues play off to the colors that already exist. I do generally like it. I like the big beefy gorilla arms. That makes that, for some reason, just accentuates the silhouette and makes it even more like triangle shaped. It's very fun, very, very fitting. And I like seeing the way that her outfit works from the back. Cause, Mama, this girl barely wears things. This girl is like jacket and underwear. That's it. That's the vibe. I don't want to wear anything else, Mama. Like, if she wasn't wearing that cute bikini, she'd show you her entire asshole when she bends over. And she does not give a shit. Little girl giant weapon trope. And more like, yeah, more like short woman giant weapon trope. It fits her, though, because, like, yeah, she is a fairly short person. She's, like, 5'1". So giving her those, like, big elongated limbs does a lot of work to make the character seem pretty cartoony and very, very fun. Like, clothes are overrated anyway. I don't think she cares. Yum. She would if she could. Yeah, I remember when her brother went, because it was like, the amount of times in this fucking show before I stopped watching it, that someone died in a way that was, like, completely unexpected and so anticlimactic. I was like, holy shit. Air out the chrome, baby. She's gonna call you a choob and suck your dick. Like, you have no idea. That's why I can't with these things, chat. Like, yeah, welcome to Cyberpunk, essentially. That jacket does have enough fabric for a fully covering outfit, but then she layered it so fluffy, her legs and chest are just out. Yeah, it's really funny because, like, and again, it kind of plays off the character's personality. Rebecca's very brash, and she looks brash. Like, if I had not seen the show, I could tell you, oh, this is one of those characters that's like a goblin, isn't it? Because it's very, like, a playful silhouette, and she's, like, naked underneath, so it's like a goblin creature. Absolute goblin creature. And then the fucking twin tails don't at all help with that goblin fucking, creature. Now, we're gonna move on to the rest of the cast. These do not have the same love as Rebecca, Lucy, and David, but they still have cool artwork that I managed to get, so we're gonna talk about the rest of the Edgerunners cast. We start with Maine. I genuinely liked him! Maine kind of, like, reminds me of Barrett, but a little bit rougher around the edges. Like, Mr. Strength Stat. Maine, I think, was David's inspiration when it came to implants and body mods, because Maine, did a lot of work on himself. A lot. Maine was originally supposed to get the implant that David had at the start of the show put in, which I think would have absolutely given him cyberpsychosis. You will notice one thing about his silhouette, and that is the shape language. Maine is incredibly square. Ridiculously square. The haircut is square, the body is square, the boots are square, the vest is square. Everything about him is a square. Reliable, brick wall, super stubborn. Don't try and fight this dude. You're not gonna win. Like, he basically had to be gunned the fuck down. Okay, he does have, like David, a decent chunk of implants, almost too many, I would say, on his face, on his arms, on his torso, and they seem to be the type of implants that add bulk, add strength. So this is very true. Calling him Mr. Strength Stat is actually very, very true. You'll notice immediately that his color scheme, unlike Rebecca, is predominantly warm toned. We have dark skin with a really nice rich undertone. The black has a warm undertone as well. The color of his jacket is warm, unlike David's, which is very cold. He doesn't have a ton of neon colors except for like the collar on his jacket. He has a big scarf as well, which does a lot to add to like that bulky silhouette. His accents are red, much like Lucy. Similar color schemes, different executions. No white on this one at all. And the shape language is just super fun, super square, super steady, you know? I want his glasses. His whole vibe is great. He also really has that, like, what's this haircut called? There's a meme about this. Like, there's a meme about this haircut. I swear to God, I've seen it. Like, yeah, super high strength build. It's like the fade. It's like Guile from Street Fighter, but like shorter. That's called a flat top. It's a flat top, thank you. And it's a great look on him to make him blonde with that skin color. Because I think if they had given him dark hair, his face would not have been the focal point of this design. And again, in true Trigger style, even though he has a much darker color scheme than most of the characters we've seen so far, there is vibrancy in it. In the collar, in the boots, in the back of his jacket. It's just very fun, you know? Incredibly fun design. A great character. I saw him and I found him likable immediately, even though he was like low-key kind of threatening David. I immediately thought he was like super fun. And I was, like, gutted when he fucking went the way of the dodo. I was like, no! Because I really liked him. It was, like, the closest thing that David had to, like, a father figure. His vibes were immaculate. His design is immaculate as well. And overall, he just has a good vibe. In general, like, this is a very strong supporting character, okay? And when it comes to design as well, because he doesn't overshadow David. And I think the main reason he doesn't overshadow David is because of use of color, because he's a lot bigger than David is, and he also dresses a bit more cyberpunky, but you can also see how much David misses him in the post-time skip version of himself. Because they have almost the same silhouette. Pants tucked into boots, high collar, no shirt underneath that. The main difference is that David keeps his EMT jacket and Maine has a vest. Cyberpunk is a hell of a drug. I felt so bad watching that whole thing. Yeah, he carries a piece of Maine with him. But yeah, similar silhouette. But Maine does not overpower David. And that's what you need. When you're designing your main character, you need to make sure that they stand out, but at the same time, they don't break the world. You know that meme of, like, spot the main character in anime where it's like, oh, where is it? And it's just, like, Yugi in a crowd of normal-ass people. Like, yeah, that. You don't want that. You do not want that. You need someone that matches the aesthetic of the rest of the world, but has something that makes them stand out. The stand user could be anyone. Exactly. That's what you want to avoid. It's unless you want to make that joke, most of the time you have to try and avoid that, yes. The post-time skip arms were taken directly from Maine. Jesus Christ. Dorio. Oh. I love. Yeah. This design is actually great because it shows like a really nice way to make a stronger, beefier woman. And this is actually something that I would call an androgynous silhouette. Fun fact. Now, Dorio's legs have been entirely replaced with metallic bits. She has a not very modest design, similar to Rebecca, but it's harder to tell because her legs are like metal colored. She has a very androgynous figure, though. The face, no. The face is actually decently feminine. She has very big eyes and very nice lips as well, and the haircut is really, really cute. But the shape of the body is pretty androgynous. Dorio does definitely make you question guy or girl until you spot, like, the hint of Badooba, and then you're like, ah, there it is, because the jacket hides her waistline. When you're that muscular as a woman, you kind of lose the waist to hip definition. Your shoulders tend to get a little bit bigger. your thighs tend to get a little bit bigger and you lose a little bit of like definition around the waist. So with Dorio, it's very clear to me that like the design was androgynous on purpose. They wanted you to guess a little bit until she either spoke or you got a close up on her face. She had a great silhouette, great color scheme. I really, really like the cybernetic legs because they looked like pants. And then you look closer and you realize that she's essentially wearing like big panty. And like, does she even have anything on the chest or nah? Does she like a double-sided tape her jacket onto her chest, mama? Like, yeah, I think Maine was hitting this, by the way. Maine was hitting this, by the way. Nope. Yeah, no, she's titty out. Like, she does not fucking give a shit. It's great. I totally forgot this character, not gonna lie. This one was one of the ones that was not as memorable, but at the same time, the design is very good. It's very Trigger because of, like, the pop of color at her collar and also the very bright blue of her eyes. She has older cybernetics, so the legs is more robotic. Yeah. The newer stuff tend to be skin-colored and have, like, face skin on them, so, like, they fit better. But the older ones were more robot-colored. The older ones made you more cyborg. No, he was. They whole ass kiss. I do remember that. Maine was hitting that. Like, honestly, Mr. Strength stat would go for Dorio. Yeah. Dorio is more risque than Rebecca. However, Dorio masks it better because her legs are an older model, so they look like pants. Are you gonna be the one to tell her to put on a shirt? Absolutely not. Like, mama, she could flash the whole of town and I would not give a rat's ass. I'm not stopping her. She can have her own fun. Like, but yeah, it's a great design, but more simple. And you'll see as we go down the line, the characters get more funky, but also simpler all the same. So she's not going to overshadow David or Maine. Kiwi. Oh, Kiwi had such a great fit. Kiwi's design was actually great because, like, the entirety of her mouth was replaced. So she has, like, that mask thing. I hate her. No. She's so scary looking, though. Now, Kiwi doesn't have many visible parts except for the one on her mouth. And she does have her skin a different color. It's, like, dead-ass pink. Much like Lucy, she has short hair, a very severe hairstyle at that. But unlike Lucy, her eyes are a completely different color. And they're much more narrow, you know? I'm in the minority, but I like that weird bitch. She was very strange. Also, she's very tall and very lanky. Not a very curvy person, but still an adult all the same. I mainly liked her clothes. I feel like her clothes are cyberpunk perfection. Because, like, she has the jacket that's cut like a normal trench coat. But then they added details like the honeycomb pattern on the lining, on, like, the fucking outside of it. Her tights being, like, cybernetic, very much circuitry coated, big boots. She also has, like, this, like, half vest thing and the black belt that add a ton to it. And then, like, the face mask implant just kind of ties the whole look together. It's a very cool vibe in general. She's very, tech-wick, and I like to see that you could take that off. I don't know how she ate, if at all, because you kind of need a mouth and teeth to chew, like... She has absolutely insane proportions, very lanky, very supermodel coated, like heroin chic. How does she eat? Can she eat? I think she has a suction hose. Yeah, I think that, like, you kind of give, you have to, like, switch to liquid food. She eats with a straw. Yeah. Baby food only. Yeah, because if you don't have teeth, you can't chew. And if you can't chew, you can't fucking, you have to eat, like, not solid meals. Yeah, she's a net runner also, so she also has the implant on the back of her head, I think. But she also has, like, it's funny because, like, she replaced the entirety of her jaw with metallic bits. I feel like the closer you are to the brain, the less likely you are. I would like to, like, not get cybernetics implanted so close to my brain because I feel like that would give me psychosis, dead ass. Her color scheme is great because it's very, like, pink thing coated. But it's desaturated, so it has a nice flair to it. No donut fun possible. No sloppy toppy from Kiwi. No sloppy toppy from Kiwi. But a great silhouette and a really fun design overall. Pillar, was this, Rebecca's brother? This was Rebecca's bro. His, implants are a little bit more out there than most. I told you guys that the more through the cast we went, the more out there the implants were gonna go. Pillar has the giant arms. Gigantic fucking arms. Elongated bone, gold hands, no shirt, very gangly, lanky body. Pillar has a lot of, cybernetics, like a lot more than I think David did. because the bulk of them were on his arms and also on his head, right? He's just as pale as Rebecca, but since they both have extensive body modifications, you could barely tell that they were related. This guy got killed by making fun of a chrome ween. Oh, yeah, no, like... He made fun of someone and he got shot for it, and it was like, oh, this is the death that for me was like, oh shit, it's one of those shows, you know? I already knew that it was gonna be, like, pretty shocking and, like, sad and shit, but when Pillar was got, it was like, oh boy. I like his design silhouette, though, because unlike Maine, who's very steady, sturdy, square, Pillar is very angular, triangular, intense, pointy. Very, very, very pointy, like, super long fingers, super long arms. The mohawk is actually super spiky. His face is really, really sharp, too. And the color scheme is painfully simple. It's gray, black, yellow. That's it. And the reason for that, I'm pretty sure, one red accent, is very likely because of the amount of implants that he has. That's the focal point of the character. Pillar's focal point, it's not his face, it's actually his hands. You are allowed to do this, by the way. But Pillar's focal point is his hands. Pure rat energy. He's not even ratty at all, he's just a douche. He does have a Lobo vibe, yeah. I see how movement can totally change the vibe of a character. When you're working with something that's going to be animated, picturing them on the move is a good idea. When you're finalizing a design, if you want to actually take your time with it, that is, if you don't have time for it, you don't have to do this. Drawing a few gestures of the character is always very helpful to learn how they would move. There's nothing more annoying, and I know from experience, than designing a whole-ass outfit, right? And then getting to, like, a comic page and being like, I don't know how this would move. Or worse, trying it out in motion and realizing that there's no fucking way in hell it would be possible to replicate this design and have it make sense in every different angle. You really need to think about these things, because otherwise you're gonna make errors and inconsistency. And with animation, that is a sin. So Pillar has a pretty simple design and pretty good movement, and like, you can tell that the Trigger animators had a really fun time animating him. Imagine the cosplays. You'd have to make fake arms for it, I feel. A minor character, but I found him memorable. Most of the characters in Edgerunners were memorable. Okay, so that was Pillar. Faraday, I do not remember you. Bad guy. Bad guy. 3 eyes. 4 eyes. Yeah, he has bastard energy. Faraday, I think it's bad guy. He looks excessively corpo. You'll notice with the rest of the Edgerunners that they have very casual, very urban fits. And then people like Faraday have like a full suit, but a more sci-fi version of a suit. Most of the implant work that they have is on their face. Very clean-cut hairstyles, normal-ish skin colors for the most part, and very well-tailored clothing. An incredibly well-made suit with a distinct sci-fi vibe to it, but it's just a suit. This is someone who can afford really, really good level quality clothing and also dresses really nice. The Edgerunners cast was like shirt off, titty out, butt cheek out. No one cared. But if you're a big corporate, if you're a big business person, your first impression is going to matter so much. So oftentimes, people who work pretty high up in the ladder, this is true for nonfiction as well. QB, thanks so much for the 5 gifted, thank you. They tend to dress really well. Like, really, 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 really well. Because the first impression you give to business partners, potential business partners, shareholders, the bank, whatever, that shit really matters. Like, a lot. But he also has distinct bad guy energy because his facial expression is very severe. It's not at all rounded out. Even his implants have a lot of angle to them. The 3 eyes make him look incredibly sinister. Most people have fucked with their face a little bit, but this is the most I've seen other than like the missing jaw. And yeah, it's kind of horrifying. The corpo in me loves this guy. Yeah. Like, the person that's like looking at like, how do you make like a good corpodesign.com.org? I'm incredibly impressed by this. Because again, I love the color, I love the cut of the suit, I love the like color blocking on the sides of it. It's just double-breasted, the really cool like accents in yellow, well-cut pants, everything. It's a really good design. It's simple, but it's memorable. I'm not gonna forget Faraday, even though I think that I barely saw him in the show, mainly because the suit is so iconic. Keep in mind, everyone has like, he's a corporal rat, but he's a fixer too, so middleman. Yeah. So like evil, but like, It's complicated, okay? It's complicated. The worst part is that I kind of want to go back to watching the show, but I don't want to cry. I already cry near daily, okay? I am a crybaby. I am a crybaby by nature, and the hormone soup is not helping me. So, like, I don't want to get sad. I have to finish it. I have to finish it because I did watch a big chunk of it. I have to finish it. But yeah, Faraday is a great design. Very simple, but very memorable. Do it. We all did. Falco. Steampunky. This is actually one of the few characters I would say does not look like he fits into the Cyberpunk universe. He does not. He looks like he's in the wrong timeline. Yeah. He's very steampunky. You can tell he has some of like the first bits of cybernetic tech. That's what I would do. I would not be an early adopter. When we started doing like cybernetic implants and shit, I would wait till things looked a bit more aesthetically pleasing before chopping off my arms. Okay? Like, I would be like, let's wait until we get our robot arms that work better and look better. Then I'd chop it off. You know? The fucking mustache is insane. I love his hair. And unlike most of the cast, he is actually dressed really modern. Not futuristic, just modern. It's a fucking normal white fucking shirt, a vest, and some gear that he has, like, are attached to, like, his back and his hip. His pants have a little cybernetic touch, but not much else. Growing too much leaves you vulnerable. Yeah. I think he's one of those people that's like, you don't want that many implants, dude. Hell, I don't even think he has ports on his neck, does he? Is a cyberpunk cowboy. In the future, you always need to have some sort of old schooler. I think that, like, in the future, there's always going to be people who are against these things, and they have a point. Like, embracing technology is not a bad thing, but it is good to be careful about it. It is good to be, like, wary of it, wait and see how things go before you embrace these types of technology, because, like, here's the thing, right? Medical bills are already not cheap. Imagine how much it would cost to, like, replace an arm. It's why it's better to, like, wait and see what options you have. Or, like, what if you find out? Because, like, they probably did not know that cyberpsychosis was a thing until much later. And by then it was too late. The implants were probably super popular, in really, really high demand, and corporations are not going to give a shit. They're not going to tell people not to get them because they would lose money if they did. It's kind of like, to go back on history a little bit, it's kind of how, like, in the opioid crisis, Purdue did not really disclose how addictive Oxycontin was because it would have cost them sales. Or, like, worse, Afrin. You know the nose spray thing? Yeah, that shit's addictive. And that shit is so addictive that it could literally cost you your sense of smell. You wanna know what they did? You wanna know what they did to make it so, like, oh, we're not liable? They have, like, a mini text in, like, 0.3 pixel print that says to stop using it after 3 days because it's hella addictive. And they did not disclose more than that because it would cost them sales. Stuff like that, you know? I feel like that's, like, part of the reason why cyberpsychosis is so widespread is because the corpos don't give a shit. And they don't tell people these things. The damn fine print. Exactly. But yeah, Falco has a more old-timer design. I do like it, though. It's pretty cool. And then we got Adam Smasher. Entirely replaced. The toaster. This is not a person, this is a robot. This is a robot with a brain in it, I think. Worst person award, like, he does look like a Smasher. Mecha Satan. He does look like he's canonically only 2% human. How is his brain not completely borked? Like, yeah, full body conversion, mama. He's a complete Borg, yes. And he looks like it. Doesn't need any clothes because you're a complete Borg. He has, like, no nose, mainly chin. There's wires, which seem to be some form of life support going up his spine, into his neck, into the back of his skull. Like, built different. Not even a brain. It's a computer running a simulation of a brain. Like, he's psycho. He doesn't care. The boogeyman. I really like it, though, because the entirety of the design is incredibly sinister. incredibly sinister. It's all black. There's just a bit of like a skull cap there that's like keeping his head in place. The eyes are red, the accents are red, but also very dark. He has like one gun on his shoulder, almost entirely replaced. If you put him next to David, you will see the differences in the fucking characterization night and day. All angles, no soft, no friend shape. He has square design language, but also triangular design language because of the amounts of fucking odd angles and lines that he has in silhouette. David's silhouette is really, really readable. It has such a nice flow to it because he has like a very soft jacket and baggy pants. Adam Smasher makes your eye go at every turn because it's so chaotic. On force of nature, Unstoppable meant to kill the party. Yep. They made him a boss in the Wuwa game. It makes sense. He looks like a final boss, you know? Highly functioning cyber psycho. Is that a thing you can do? Can you highly function as a cyber psycho? Yes. That's horrible and angry while he this. But like, it's a really good design though. And the fact that like the chat is having such a visceral reaction to this cocksucker tells me that like the writers did their job. The writers did their job well because as soon as he showed up, like the chat was like, Satan! He hates everyone and everything. Oh, is it one of those villains that like every shred of like empathy and good has left his body because he no longer has a body? It's an angry fridge with, like, missile launchers. Yes, he's saying, yeah. Okay, yeah, makes sense. But he looks like that type. He does look like that type. Alright, and that was the last character in the Edgerunners anime. I do have, though. The poster for season 2, which was announced fairly recently. Now, I would like to talk about these characters more in depth, but when it comes out. So I'm just gonna give you guys my overall views on the poster. I'm already seeing a lot of really fun silhouettes, and there is a distinct art style change from the OG Edgerunners to this. This one feels more old school anime coded. I see big anime girl hair vents, I see very lanky silhouettes, bigger eyes, very fun 90s hair. And in general, it's giving more like an art style that could have come out of like the late 90s/2000s before things went super moe. It looks more retro, and I think that that's intentional. The clothes that I can see so far fit the silhouette that the Edgerunners had in the first season. But overall, the aesthetic for this is way more old school. You know, no one on that poster is gonna survive, and you know it. Oh, don't die. No one is gonna survive. Maybe the little boy. No one's gonna survive. But it's fun though, because the main thing I can see is I can't see a main character. I see a cast of characters. I think the main character might be the little boy. But everyone seems to have some level of importance, and I can already tell you that there's a lot of variety in silhouette here. We have gangly man, we have very like lean woman, but with very pointy shapes. We have square man, and we have little boy. I like it, though, because the line art here also seems crisper. It seems way more old school than Edgerunners. There's, like, less colored lines. It's more severe. It's very, very, very severe. And there's some hidden characters here as well. We have some in the background here. We have Pablo, a roach. We got some booba. Literally just the fucking silhouette of tits. That's it. That's it. It's just boobs. And then on the other side, we have either more booba or something that kind of looks like Dio with less muscle. Like... There's a lot of hidden gems in here. So, and then 2 more here, cast members that will be introduced later. I will do a proper review of Edgerunners 2, and I'm probably going to have to sit myself down and cry and finish the first season, because I do want to watch this. You guys know I'm a giant trigger cocksucker, so I will probably put this in my list when it comes out. But I'm excited. I am excited. And overall, my thoughts on the Edgerunners design is that it's a perfect combination of the aesthetic from the game and Trigger's own personal touch. It's incredibly vibrant, a great use of shape, really, really good silhouettes, very playful in places, very sturdy and not playful in others. And for the most part, I think that they did a phenomenal job with the visuals of this show. And I cannot wait for the second season because I really want to see their take on a more retro art style. Trigger has a very, like, distinct sense of style when it comes to their characters, which you can immediately tell it's Trigger. But the thing that makes Trigger Trigger isn't so much the character designs, it's the way they animate. You have to show that a show is a trigger show, you have to see it in motion. So I'm very excited to see all these cocksuckers in motion. Thank you very much. And yeah, if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Who's your favorite character in Edgerunners? Is it like one of the girly pops? It probably is. Or is it like, you know, Adam Smasher? Whatever. Let me know in the comments. And remember, if I said something that made you mad, it's rage, baby boo. Also, if you want to have the energy to fight cyber psychosis or embrace it, whatever fucking floats your boat, may I suggest Gamer Thups. Because mama, this shit is gonna like give you the energy you need to fucking fight that cyber psychosis or embrace it. I don't give a shit. It has so many flavors, whatever you want. Fucking pop some lean, pop fucking 3 servings in 1 waifu cup and just go. Alright? Or, if caffeine is spooky scary and you want to remain a normal human because, like, yeah, let's face it, who wants to fucking chop off their arm? You can try the caffeine-free versions. Honest to God, no one will judge you. I like those, personally. Or, you can just hydrate with the Gamerade, which I think, Charlie's flavor is out, and it might be limited, so if you guys want to pick that up, now is the time. Because Gamerade is actually really tasty. It does not have caffeine in it at all. It has creatine for focus, though, which highly recommended. Or AFK if you want to EP and have cyberpunk dreams. But whatever you get, or whatever you decide to try, make sure you use code Kinkimation at checkout for 10% off your entire order. And with that, this segment is, dunzo. I can play some supers. Apologies that I didn't play them in the whole time. I was like, I need to fucking make sure that I get, like, a good 40 minutes of this. I got an hour and 20 minutes, so, the yapping strikes again.
This Chrome Preem, Shoom.
Hey, baby, thank you. A lot of supers, thank you. And a lot of subs as well, thank you guys so much. The reason I'm not doing a sub goal for...
Eyes boring away through me paralyze. Controlling completely now there is a fire in me, a fire that burns.
Hey, baby, thank you. The reason I didn't do the sub goal is because I really want to finish watching the show. Even if it makes me sad.
His jacket is an EMT jacket which belonged to mom.
I know, that made me so sad. Thank you. Cyberpunk yapping runner. Yeah, well, you know me at this point. Like, a short segment is usually, like, less than 2 hours. But almost always a bit over 40.
Would you consider taking a look at the original tabletop RPG, Cyberpunk 2020/Red?
I should probably check it out at some point. You know, I should also play the game. I just haven't had time. I want to pick it up, though. Thank you.
I was that high schooler with a full beard and mustache.
Woo! See, they exist! They exist, chat! They exist! Turn off someone's phone. Don't worry, I'm gonna forget all about it, and then I'm gonna cry.
Hey Lily, are you going to be playing the game in the future?
Probably, but I'll probably get it for my PlayStation physical if I can. Not for my Switch though. I think that I'm reserving Switch mainly for Nintendo games. Hi.
Question to everyone: if you had to get a cybernetic implant, what would you get? I'd probably get one for my hands.
I would get one for my arms. I would replace my arms in their entirety so I could draw faster. But I think I would need the eyes to go with it. Thank you.
He looks like he is becoming a proto-frame.
A little bit, yeah. Thank you. Fuck PlayStation, they want to kill physical. Yeah, but until they do, I can still get them. If they think I'm buying a PS6, though... Idiots. Absolutely not. There's no reason to buy a console if I can't get physical copies of games. They're just PC. The hands can never outpace the eye and all that. Drawing is muscle memory. It's a lot of repetition, so the eye needs to go with it.
In the cyberpunk universe, the average person can only handle 1 to 6 cyber implants anymore, and you could risk cyberpsychosis. Your mental stability is also a factor.
Yeah, like if you're like, I would fucking collapse immediately. Thank you.
Would you consider taking a look at the original tabletop RPG?
At some point I might, yeah.
Cyberpunk 2020/Red?
Actually, I would fix my eyes because I need glasses as well. Don't go Jesse Cock and get the black market penis implants. Why would I do that?
I think it was Destiny where they said exos needed to look and act human, including being able to eat even though they don't have to, because being too different would break their minds.
Yeah.
Similar idea.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you. I have a PS5 Switch, so I'm likely never buying a console again. Neither will I, actually.
She can fry your brain from 300 miles away.
Energy. I would probably never get another PlayStation again. If they go through with their stupid no more physical bullshit, I'm never gonna get another PlayStation. I would rather save that money and just get a
They share
beefy
English
PC.
VAs with Ether and Columbina.
Oh, that's really cool. Thank you.
Lily, we're talking about a world that has gangs entirely themed around Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson. Lower rank
Yeah.
you are, the younger you look, the higher rank the older. We have
Yeah.
functional cat ears.
Thank you.
In
I have to finish the
Cyberpunk, there
anime.
is a thing called biosculpting, which is essentially modifying your body with a myriad of options ranging from skin/eye colors, etc., to outright making yourself look like animals.
Yeah, that's actually more wild though. Thank you.
She also has a mana wire in her wrists, which she can use as a weapon. Basically a high-tech garrote.
I love that. Thank you. Yeah, I watched up to while Maine died and I dipped. I already know buying next-gen console in the US.
Rebecca's
Nobody
look
for
is
consumers.
likely
I don't
based
blame
on
you.
the Mox, a gang that protects sex workers.
Oh, I like that
David
though.
would have been fine if he had a three-way with Rebecca and Lucy on God.
I think she would not have cared, honestly. Thank you.
I love comparing modern Cyberpunk 2070 to the original Cyberpunk 2020 tabletop RPG, where their designs and the illustrations look very similar to Bubblegum Crisis.
Well,
If you're
yeah,
able,
I
you
mean,
take
it's
a look, do
older.
so.
Thank you. Yeah, if consoles stop doing physical, then pirating shit is fair game. I'm sorry. Like, if they stop making physical media and there's like no way to get it, I'm sorry, but like to the high seas we go, baby.
She's sort of a short stack, but she's missing the usual bags typical to short stacks, but has the rest.
Yeah, most short stacks actually have really fat tits, fun fact. You can have them without it, but it's they're more common. Thank you. If buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing. Exactly.
Justice for the Rebecca you see.
Yeah, I think she deserved better. But it's okay, because I'm an artist and I have that power once I finish the show. I also have power to bring people back from the dead. Thank you. Oh, pirating is gonna skyrocket without physical media. Why the fuck would I fucking buy a console if I can't fucking put discs in it? Thank you. Necromancer Lily. I have this ability! They keep saying it's gonna use to combat piracy, but it's gonna make it worse. It's gonna make it much worse. But, like, that's why I would much rather just make a beefy PC.
The tattoo on her leg is actually the initials of a famous sci-fi author.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. They're banking on GTA hard. GTA, I think, is the inspiration for a lot of these suits to try and A, make gaming a super luxury product, B, get rid of physical.
How much would it cost to have IU review every single outfit from the KOF series, and I mean all the games, even mobile ones? Aha.
A lot of streams, actually, but thank you. Isn't necromancy just an ability for eldritch beings? Not all
Her
of us.
death's so sudden, it's so cruel. It happens like a single second after she comes to terms with David only having eyes on Lucy and she tries to talk.
I know, I feel so bad for her. I feel like she genuinely deserved better. Thank you. I hope that GTA 6 flops. They already made their money
Maine
back!
had David's best interests in mind, but he was a bad influence.
Yeah, thank you. They already made their money back. It's not flopping. I did not spoil myself, the internet did. And I don't mind, because, like, I'm gonna watch it eventually.
Originally, when I watched Edgerunners, especially at the end, I did ship Rebecca and David. But as I grew to love Lucy as a character, I think both her and Becca deserve David as a throuple.
I think that the throuple is the answer to most of life's problems. Thank you.
I think she was a doll. Literal Barbie proportions.
Yeah, that could make sense. Thank you. We just need everyone to refund. That's not gonna happen! GTA can get away with murder and people would spread their cheeks and take it.
Slenderman crossed with Skinny Lobo.
Yeah, basically. Thank you. I will not buy GTA 6 because the game is over time. I don't want it because the idea of having to spend $20 more just to unlock every feature in the game makes me seethe. Seethe. Because most people pre-order the $100 version. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
What are we talking about? Also, you see new trailer.
We were talking about the character designs at that point, and I have not seen it. No, I'm probably gonna have to watch it on my own because that would DMCN me to a filth. When your love's thoughts on the love and deep situation. God, I could go up for hours on that.
Just
I'm still
switch
doing research,
Kiwi's
but
mask
wild.
with something that can give sloppy toppy.
Yeah, why would you get rid of, like, your mouth? But thank you. Hopefully the game is ass. It's not gonna be, like...
Adam Smasher,
But I don't
the
want
one
it.
other game character you'll hate almost as much as Ballas from Warframe.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Thank you. Pre-order? Yeah, why would you pre-order a digital product? I don't get it.
He's a high-functioning cyber psycho.
Yeah, high functioning. That's a way to describe it. If you have no humanity, you can actually function pretty well. Thank you. She lost her jaw. Okay, so she did not give up willingly.
Adam Smasher, Arasaka's attack dog, does not suffer from cyberpsychosis
Because he's not
he was
human
a
at all,
monster to
yeah.
begin with. Fighting him ends in your death.
I genuinely do feel that, like, you cannot survive an encounter with that butt fuck.
Adam
Thank you.
was always a psycho bastard before Borging.
Yeah. Thank you. People are scalping and reselling digital versions of GTA 6. Oh, I saw that! That was bait! That was bait, mama.
Kid will turn into Lou Bloom from Nightcrawler.
Oh my god. Thank you. He was psychotic before he chromed. So maybe if you're that insane and if you can just become more chrome and nothing will happen?
That kid is probably gonna become Jake Gyllenhaal's character at the end of Nightcrawler.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you. He's a very unique case. Yeah. If you were fully human but you were already psychotic, then it would not affect you at all.
The thing about Adam Smasher is that he serves as an antithesis to player characters but also works an example of one endpoint of transhumanism.
It's really fun that he's in the game and in the show. I can't wait to play the game and run into that fucker and it's gonna be like, oh, Jesus. Thank you.
Should have said, gamer sups AFK if you want to dream of electric sheep.
Yeah, that's a
Lily
good one
GS
too.
Monk.
Thank you. Also, guys, remember, new flavors dropping today, like actually right now.
I have completed the script to the Binamucon video.
Good.
Would you be interested in me posting the completed video, when it is finished, in the Discord?
You can post it if you want to, yeah. Like, I encourage you guys to share your stuff. There's like an original content tab if you want to share stuff like that in there.
Speaking
Thank
of
you.
cyberpunk genre, you seen the trailer for the new Ghost in the Shell anime coming up next
No,
week?
there's a bunch of trailers I need to watch for upcoming seasons and stuff because I'm reaching the end of the current season of anime. So, side note, Dr. Stone made me mad.
You said you were a necromancer. Bees have such short lives.
Unfortunately, bees only live for a few months. Unless you're a queen, then you can live for like 4 to 5 years. Thank you.
Wait. Cyberpsychosis? Bee jokes aside, I have a computer in my chest to help with my epilepsy. Should I be worried?
Nope, because that doesn't go into your nervous system at all, does it? It's just something that helps you out. The cyberpsychosis in Cyberpunk is because of overloading your actual physical body with mechanical parts. One little thing won't fucking get you. Thank you. Why are you mad at the stone? Because it's such a fucking... Do you guys want to hear me rant about this anime? Do you guys want to hear me rant about why the last episodes of Dr. Stone have made me mad? Because Spanish can back me up. Spanish can back me up. Okay. So, this week, I finished the episode of Dr. Stone called Why Man, which basically explains what petrification was caused by and what the deal was. If you're watching Dr. Stone and you don't want to get spoiled, click off. This is your fucking final warning. 3, 2, 1, there we go. It's rushed ending 101!
I have stuff that goes into my brain. Metal wires. Stuff that shoots electricity through my vagus nerve.
You'll be fine, don't worry. Why Man was a surprise. No, Why Man was so fucking badly written, it's not even funny. Why Man is rushed. I'm pausing supers because I need to fucking yell about this. It's a rush ending 101. Why Man is exactly what people were afraid of when, like, you rush a fucking manga's ending. Why Man... Okay, so what Why Man is, it's the Medusa. The petrification devices are basically fucking the aliens in the show, alright? Yes, it's aliens. It's not an AI made by a person that went rogue. It's not a human on the moon. It's nothing interesting like that. It's aliens. And it's the actual device itself. Now, that by themselves would not be so bad, right? Except, you wanna know why they petrify people? To give them immortality. Except explain to me, in what universe would petrifying an entire planet do you good? The reason why they want to give creatures immortality is so that they can take care of them and make more of them. The fucking Medusa is not self-replicating. They have to be made. They require diamond batteries and maintenance. So, and they can speak. They can speak, okay? So explain to me why in God's green earth dick, okay? The cock of the gods. Why the fuck did you not make contact with humans? They can communicate through radio waves. Why in fucking the universe did you not fucking make contact and explain what you are? Explain that you can basically grant the gift of immortality through petrification. You can cure illness. You can bring someone back from the dead. Any problem that you have, if you lost an arm and you get petrified and the arm is attached to you, it grows back. You know? If you have a brain injury or a brain tumor and you get petrified, it goes away. It fixes your biology, essentially. And these stupid machines, these machines that have the IQ of a fucking fridge, decided, hey, why don't we antagonize the entire species? Why don't we fucking petrify everybody? Because another fucking interesting thing, to the Medusa, Earth's atmosphere is toxic. In the vacuum of space, they're completely fine. They last for ages, their battery doesn't die. But as soon as they make contact with oxygen, that's it, it's kaput. They can petrify for a limited amount of time and then they run out of battery. They die, okay? So, instead of reaching out to humanity, explaining this, and waiting for humanity's technology to catch up so they could actually accept them into their society and advance technologically, they just petrified everybody. They reset the world to stone and then they got mad they didn't have the technology to help them. Yeah! And like, when they sent radio waves, they did it again! And in their eyes, it was like, we're trying to explain to you how this works. Speaks to them, cocksuckers! Speak to them! And then like, the fucking funniest part is like, they, instead of communicating with Senku's group as soon as they had radio, they just started going, why, like, idiot, like... The idea is that they thought that humanity was a multi-planetary species, so they thought that petrifying one planet was a good idea. Except they could have noticed that, because again, they're idiots, why not communicate at all? They could have noticed, because the lunar landing module was like super old and decrepit, there were no humans on the moon. If they had bothered to do any research, they would have realized that humans have only one planet and that's it. It's become another show where everything could have been solved with a conversation, and it's such a cop-out. It was so funny because they started slow by petrifying birds and stuff, but instead of petrifying a whole country to explain, they did everything, the entire planet, like... So miscommunication, duppery, it's so stupid. And instead of actually trying to make contact with the humans and speak to them, because Senku tried to talk to them on multiple occasions, they just kept repeating themselves. You know? It was like... Yeah, they're interstellar planet travelers. Why did they not notice that it was our only planet? It's like... And the thing is, again, the dumbest thing is, if the Earth's atmosphere is toxic, and no one came back for 3,700 years, why didn't you just move the fuck on? Leave! Go find another species that is more technologically advanced that could keep making you. Why stick around? Like... It's so fucking stupid because they could talk the entire time. The entire time! And yet, whenever they spoke to Senku, it was super threatening messages. Like, their plot also involved that the one person to figure this out had to be the first and only person to get unpetrified and the smartest man alive. Yeah, you get unpetrified faster the more brain activity you have, fun fact. But that's so fucking stupid! Humans are monkeys! So yeah, the Dr. Stone Y-Man episode is Rush Ending 101. It's incredibly stupid. The whole thing could have been solved with one-ass conversation. You can tell that the original intent was not this. They probably had something else in mind, or nothing at all, because mangakas, unfortunately, are at the whims of the editorial. When an author for like a manga wants to like finish a series quick, series that they've been working on for like plus 10 years, what they will usually do is they will create some sort of like all-powerful godlike entity that will explain everything in one episode and then wash their hands of it. Like, and then humans go, no, and that's it. And that's why the fucking Why Mine episode made me so mad, because it was so rushed. So Deus Ex Machina, but dumber. According to Hubby, this happened in the OG Full Metal Alchemist show, not Brotherhood. That one is actually faithful to the manga, and in Gantz. You know, it just made me so mad. Ah, the Gantz Gambit, yes.
Smasher felt weak only because you can make yourself so up that you can wipe anything. If I had the chance to rework him, I would make it so that he'd change the player from the start.
Makes sense, thank you. How did the inbred village not die out? That's a good question.
I got some good news from the hospital recently. All clear on cancer.
Yay! Congratulations! That's so good. You beat that shit. Good job. We don't talk about the OG Full Metal Alchemist. No.
They wanted that Eartha see.
They did, but they were so stupid about it because they could have communicated with us and explained. It was just like, yeah, you figure it out. You can definitely tell that this was not the intent originally.
The funniest part was how they stuck around 3,000
Why?
years, got
Why?
asked if they wanted to work together anyways. Mind you, they just saw humanity return to space travel tech in 10 years, and said nah, not worth it, and then dipped.
Like... I don't know if that's the actual ending of the show. If it is, well, I'm expecting that kind of. But, like, they, it's so dumb, because I'm missing one episode. I'm one episode behind. But it's so fucking stupid, because why stick around? If the atmosphere is toxic to you, why stick around? It's just really dumb. And again, you can tell that, like, originally this was not the ending they had planned. So let me give you guys a secret. Oda is the exception, not the rule. Oda's insane. Most mangakas don't have a clear-cut guideline of what they want to do with their story, except for, like, very vague plot points. Because the idea of a manga like that is that it goes on forever. Because that's what the editorial wants. But most people, and especially creatives, don't want to just work on one story for the rest of their lives. Much less like 10 years. It's exhausting. That's why I have like 4 or 5 lined up. So what they do is they fucking super rush the ending. They pull it out of their butts because you can tell that there's so much inconsistencies between the ending of Dr. Stone and how the series started that I'm just sitting there like, you did not think this through. At all. Like... They're like, just get me the fuck out of here, you know? And again, since the shows and stuff like this are serialized, the pacing starts out super slow. Dr. Stone's first few seasons, every big invention was a season. Like a literal season. We only really started rushing things right now in Science Future. You can come, well, I'm not done talking about the ending, but I can just say, before I stop talking about Dr. Stone in general, I'm just disappointed in how it ended, because, like, the pacing of the show used to be super slow, and it became breakneck speed, just so we could get to this point. You can tell the mangaka got bored, you can. And again, Oda is the exception, not the rule. Oda is perfectly happy working on the same story for 30 years. Most creatives are not a fan of that, actually.
I feel like Trigun and Excel Saga are kind of an outlier in this regard. Neither has a rushed ending, nor were planned to go on forever.
Some stories don't have plans to go on forever, but anything that's like, was Dr. Stone in Shonen Jump? Anything that's, yes it was. Anything that's in Shonen Jump is not expected to end like ever. Which is sad, because every story needs an ending. You guys might not know this, but Magical Miss Lucy has an ending planned. Like, we have loose plot guidelines. We have the big plot points are already fucking fleshed out because we know we want it to have an ending. Amalthea also has like a full fucking storyline planned. All of it. It's not fully scripted, and there's still things I have to fine tune with Hubby, especially for Lucy. We've been struggling with the newest chapter, we really have. But there's like an overall plot that's already written from start to finish, because that's how you normally write for things.
Oda actually wanted to do a series based on robots after One Piece, but it ended up going on for so long that they just added robots into One Piece.
Can I just say that, like, affectionately, Oda's psychotic? Like, Oh, that's fucking insane. Hobby's your writer. We are writing it together. For Magical Miss Lucy, the bulk of the writing is actually him. I usually take care of the more emotional bits of stories. Character interactions are more my forte. He is good at planning out plots. We are working on making stories a little bit more simple because I'm more of a fan of simple. Let's put it this way. Me writing a story is an easy bake oven versus my husband's industrial-ass Krispy Kreme fryer. My husband has, like, the fucking thinking capacity of a god, and he comes up with stories really quickly so long as you give him, like, a prompt or two characters to work with. I take a bit longer. I'm an easy bake oven. I'm very good at character interactions, and I'm very good at relationships, but I'm not great at big plot points. At all. At this point, we are Kinkymation. At this point, I think we are the Borg. Like... He is the man in the shadows that likes to fucking help me with logistics, but he has a good time writing these things. I feel so bad because, like, he's been scripting for the next chapter of Lucy because I'm a month ahead on sketching things, and I need to start the next chapter of Lucy besides the one I just posted, which Webtoons tried to take down, fun fact.
Gift of leaving things open-ended so that he finds them later and connects them perfectly. It's why the story is connected like a spider web.
Yeah, no, Oda has a really good way to do these things. It helps that it's a shonen and it allows itself this bullshit. Thank you. Wait, Webtoons to your comic. Funny thing about that. So Webtoons recently redid their entire age verification system for their stories, and I had to resubmit mine. And they added a few more clauses that I either missed or did not really care for, and...
All good things end. All except bees. But they will end if we keep treating them the way they do.
Hopefully we don't lose bees. Hopefully we don't lose bees. Yeah, thank you.
That insects are pests. That every mystery should be assigned a Latin name and filed neatly into cabinets.
I think so. I think YouTube chat broke. Hold on, let me bring you back. Yeah, so I posted the new chapter of Lucy, and a characters threw the word fuck around a few times. You'll notice if you're in Patreon that it still has the fuck in it, but if you read the public version that's available on Webtoons, I had to get rid of the profanity. They took the comic, the episode, off the website because I put fuck in it. Well, yeah, I know. No, me fucking getting my own site cannot come soon enough. I just have to figure out hosting.
Aliens are waiting for One Piece to end to blow up the planet.
They're not gonna blow it up though, but thank you. Oh, come on, bro. I know. And I was like, hey, what the fuck? I disagree with this, because my story is 16 plus. There's implied, also thanks so much for the super beat, that's incredibly generous. There is implied sex in there, there's violence in there, like, Jax pointed a gun at someone's face. And you're telling me you got mad at the word fuck? Like, I thought they took it down because of the implied sexual, stuff. No. No, they did not. They took it down because I put fuck in it twice. 2 pages had fuck. And, this just reminded me of, like, the same issues I had with BP.
If this continues, one day
it's so dumb, I know.
will cease. Not all at once, of course. First a field, then another and another and another, then an orchard where children once ran laughing.
And then there's no food for anybody. Thank you. Yeah. They had an issue with the word fuck. No issue with the implied sex or the violence, but fuck, oh no.
And only far too late will mankind notice the absence, and only because the air feels too far too large, too clean, too empty for their smog-choked lungs.
Thank you, Beeb. But yeah, like, it happened to me with Bubbly Parfait, with my old webcomic, that Tapastic actually pulled it off the app. Because I did show some nudity, nothing explicit, like a cat girl in a towel, and a gun at one point. That was too much for them. Which is why I'm basically trying to make my own website, because I want to be able to get feedback from people of uncensored versions of my stories, and without having to worry about Webtoons getting mad at me.
They will call it peace. But that will be the greatest lie. Their peace will be the sound of a promise finally withdrawn from a world killed by those who walk its skin, who polluted its sky, who burned its beauty. and they will be judged accordingly.
Yeah. Thank you for the super. That's super generous. Don't worry, I don't think that the bees are gonna die, though. I have faith in conservation. Like, a lot of apiaries are actually doing their best to save the bees whenever they can, so I have faith. Thank you. Are you ever gonna continue Bubbly Parfait? But BP's tricky because I think it would need a full redo at this point. You can create a short of, like, Bee's evil bee monologue. Just put, like, little bees and top hats in it, please. Like... But yeah. It's just really, it's really funny that that happened to me. And now I'm gonna watch the language in the comic, obviously. But I really do need to get my own site for this shit. I do think so. Like, not only so I could post the versions of things with sex, because I do think that sex can add a lot to stories, but mainly so I don't have to be concerned by, like, size limitations for files, or watch my profanity. I don't want to have to, like, censor myself or my artwork to tell my stories, you know? Yeah, Pink Thing website. I already have someone who can make it for me, no problem. We just need to figure out hosting, because not everywhere lets you host Not Safe for Work. Wait, Bubby Perfect was yours? Yeah! Goobermation was my old handle.
B, we get it, you read I have no mouth and I must scream. Relax.
He's very passionate about the bees, okay? But thank you. Yeah, BP was mine. The main reason I haven't finished it is because the art style shift would be so fucking extreme that it would be very jarring to look at, and there's also a lot of things about the story that I would do differently. Maybe at some point I'll redo it, but I want to focus on the one story that I already have, like...
Okay, sorry if the bee stuff is getting on your nerves.
I like bees, so I'm with you on this.
In a roundabout way of saying that I just going to be sad when Magical Miss Lucy ends because it is a genuinely good story.
Don't worry, Magical Miss Lucy actually has a few more years under its belt because I ran into a problem, right? Magical Miss Lucy gets like 6 or 7 chapters a year at most because of the not safe for work conundrum. Magical Miss Lucy, and thank you for the super, was not originally a story that was planned to have a lot of sex in it. So whenever I work with it, I need to split chapters in half. So I can put the stuff on Patreon and have another the other half of the chapter, the other 15 to 20 pages, be a pure sex story. I could, theoretically, just make the Safe for Work chapter and put that on Patreon, but I'm not sure how my community would respond to that.
I was just poking fun, B. Love you, bud.
I know, we all like bees, we do, but thank you. How many chapters again? Right now we're at like 11 or 12. But we don't get a lot of chapters every year because I work on them monthly. And that's the problem. The problem is, I don't know how comfortable or how willing my community would be to have at least 1 month or 2 where there is no sex in the Kinky Fic comics. The Kinky Fics are basically one of the higher tiers that I have. So I don't know if I'm ready to do some months where it's just pure safe for work. So I'm not sure if I should do that. And that's the problem because Lucy was not originally thought out to be a story with a lot of sex in it. Amalthea, for example, is. Love for Amalthea has sex in every chapter by design. Lucy did not. Make a vote on Patreon. See, it's not... Making a vote on Patreon doesn't really serve me much because I have, like, what, 5,000 paid members? Of which I'm pretty sure only 200 or 300 would respond to the poll. It's not, like, a good sample size. I could do it and see how it goes. Yo, let me get a kinky fic, hold the kinky. Exactly! I'm pretty sure that most people who are in my Patreon are paying for the sex, so like... So I'm like, I don't know if I should do that, and I completely understand if people don't want to see pure safe for work. At the end of the day, I'm running a business here, so I have to consider my clients, which is all of you guys that are in my Patreon. Let's be honest, some people like Lily just because he draws the hot stuff. Some people only like my content for the sex, some people like the stories. I'm very glad to see so much love on my OC work, though.
Looked around for hosting last time you mentioned it. DreamHost does not mention adult content in their acceptable use policy.
I will look into it. Thank you, Ark. That's super helpful. The DJs, I'm guessing most people, because again, I am a not safe for work artist by trade. And I would not be offended if people were not cool with that, because again, that's what I'm assuming you're paying for. But that's the reason why Lucy is a bit of a slower crawl. If I had it my way, I would have full months where I only worked on Lucy, so I could pump out 2 chapters a month. But I also have the weekly comics to consider and other stories that I'm working on. You can't just work on one story at a time. It'll drive you nuts. And it would also close off people who might not like Lucy. So if you don't like Lucy, you would probably not want to pay for that month or something like that. Like, variety is super important to me because I want a lot of stories. I want a lot of characters. So people have a lot of stuff that, like, if you don't like everything, you at least like one thing that I'm working on.
Flash Cloud might work, considering they specifically have adult hosting built to give you more.
Thank you. Also, B. I want to, like, super thank you for the support. Like, no, you don't have to, like, give a ton of donos if you don't want to, but that does really help the channel, so I highly appreciate it. I like bees. Bees are friends. Actually, I'm really sad because, like, I think a spider from the ones that live outside on the patio got to a bee because I found one wrapped in a spider web and I almost cried.
Dude, I feel this. I have at least 30 story ideas.
Oh no,
in
I
my
know, but
notes app
sometimes
right
they die
now.
from the heat.
It's so hard to work on just one story at a time.
And you should not be working on just one story at a time. You should be working on 2 or 3. Right now, I'm alternating between Lucy and Amalthea, and with weeklies, I'm working on Nicola in between fan art and sub goals. Most of my fan art is sub goals at this point, actually. But I have other stories planned too, so there's a lot of stuff I want to do with my life, and it's really funny because Spanish actually asked me once, like, if you get, like, really big as, like, a YouTuber / streamer, would you cut back on the art? And I told him, no. It would be the opposite. I would have more flexibility to dedicate my time to my OC work and not worry so much about how Patreon is doing, if that makes sense. Spiders are okay, and they do need to eat too, but, like, bees are fuzzy. I fall into that trap of trying to work on one story and struggle bad with burnout on writer's block. The reason why I work on a lot of stories at a time, too, is because, like, in the time that I'm drawing one story, I'm writing another one. New here, like your streams. Do you have a team or do you work solo? Hi! When it comes to, like, making content, I do have a team. I have 2 editors, which is Spanish and Wave. I have a bunch of mods whom I love dearly. And I also have, my husband helps me out with a lot of stream logistics. Between Spanish and Hubby, they get presentations for me. Ideas for streams are me and my husband, and I am basically the one that goes live and performs the thing. At this point, I feel like I don't have a stream. I feel like it's more of like a show. Because, like, I go on and I do segments. Like, for me, sitting around just chatting is very rare. Like, I do it sometimes when I really need to chill or I play a game. But for the most part, I have something planned. So there is a team. Yeah, there is a team. I'm the only dumb fuck on camera, but there is a team. That's what the big streamers usually are. Yeah, at this point, I don't consider myself a small streamer. I'm not gigantic either, but I don't think I'm a small streamer anymore, no. I can't write more than one story at a time because I suck at multitasking. If you pace yourself, you can do it, but you have to, like, focus on baby steps. What's the team's name? The Kinky team? It's just yeah. It's just the Kinkybation team, really. How much Limbus Lover have you learned in the few days? Not that much, but I hear, sometimes I'm like, I was in the kitchen, I was making the cookie dough for my cookies yesterday, and I kept hearing coin and clash noises. I was like, hey, I need the iPad, I need to look up my recipe. In comes my fucking husband, fighting the fucking apple, and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm learning the combat. I was like, hey, I need that, and he made a face at me, and I was like, fine, I'll use my phone. Like, he was playing Limbus on the kitchen counter while I was scrambling to get cookie dough ready before stream. The autumn addicted. Good. He's having a lot of fun. He says that he's understanding the combat really well. He's like, I understand it so much better than when I watch you. It's like, I mean, I guess, like, you have to eventually, right? It spreads. Yeah, no, Spanish. I don't know what the fuck you did to that man, but, like... Where's our cookie to leave? Would you guys like some coconut oatmeal cookies? They turn out really good.
Coin and clash noises are like crack to me now.
Yeah. I heard them and I was like, is he playing? Yeah, he was playing Limbus in the kitchen counter. Sounds lovely. They turn out really good. They turn out really good. There's just a hint of coconut in there, but I put almond extract in there and vanilla extract, so they have just like a really nice buttery cookie taste. I'll trade your cookie for a cup of coffee. If it's decaf, done. I have like 20-something cookies in my freezer that are all portioned out and ready to bake, but I only made 4 because I don't want to eat too many. I used to hate oatmeal cookies. That's because you've never had a good one. A good oatmeal cookie does need some flour and does need butter and sugar, otherwise it's just going to taste like oats. One thing in the future when we're all caught up, we'll give you the best teams to have fun with. Please, thank you. Voy a dar un café de olla con piloncillo. Wey, no puedo, pero me encanta. I love café de olla. Just the problem is that you can't have a ton of caffeine with Babby. It's just not great for you. But you're eating for 2. It's still a lot of calories, mama. Just because you're eating for 2 doesn't mean that you have to, like... I will never understand the pregnant women that Taco Bell their way through life. I can't do it. As soon as I eat junk food, I feel like shit lately. Yeah, literally, brother, may I have some oats? That's the cookies that I made. Who the hell hates on oatmeal cookies? Some people don't like them because of the raisins. Bean is a healthy boy. Bean doesn't like junk food. As soon as I eat something that's like too much carbs or like too greasy, I feel like garbage for like an hour. It sucks. Did you improve your diet and grow used to it? Yeah, I have. Like, I eat a lot more fruit now. I eat a lot more protein now. Because if I eat anything that's like too fatty or has too many carbs in it, you feel gross. Apples are an alternative to caffeine. I did have half an apple earlier. Hopefully that means it's all okay with him in the future. Honestly, if I can eat healthy now, losing the weight postpartum is not gonna be that hard. It's supposed to fall off if you're like breastfeeding and shit, but like... Losing weight is hard as a woman because we're designed to fucking hold on to our fat because of baby. Nice room. Thank you. Amorphia made it. My mom ate Big Macs when she was pregnant with me. I couldn't do it. I can't do it. Like, if I eat shit that's unhealthy, I feel bad. I admire all of you women. I'm so glad I was born a penis haver. Believe me when I tell you, like, there's really good things about being a woman and having, like, a baby. And then there's things that are just annoying. Every trimester has its hurdles, and every trimester has, like, its good and bad things. The good thing about third trimester is that Bean is done baking. He just needs to get bigger. The bad thing is he's squishing me. My mom lived in an apartment above a smoker, and I was born with epilepsy and asthma. Don't worry, I get a ton of fresh air. I don't live in Mexico anymore, so there's no more smog, no pollution here whatsoever. And even though it's hot, I'm very hydrated. When did you say you were due? Late September / early November. Done baking, and I'll have the necromorph in the imagery map. And that's what it means, like, all the organs are done, his little brain is done, like, he just needs to gain weight. Some people say that pregnancy cravings are the preferred diet of the child, so hopefully your baby will not have no issues eating their veggies. It's really funny because I have not had any weird cravings, anything like that yet. If anything, I like food, but I will reach for anything healthy that I have on hand. It's really funny because usually the worse your diet is, the more likely you are to have cravings. So if your diet is balanced and healthy, you're not gonna have issues. My parents smoked all my life, so I guess I looked out. You are lucky! Wait, you're pregnant? Yeah. Not a craving for KFC yet. It wasn't a craving. I was like... I had KFC last weekend, fun fact. Because I was looking through my food ordering app, because we get takeout on weekends sometimes, and I saw that KFC has, like, honey mustard glazed burgers, and I was like, oh no, dude, I need that in my body right now. And Howie was like, well, let's look for some healthier options. And then at the end, I was just like, I need the burger, like... And I got KFC. I could have lived without it, but I was like, no, it's Saturday, leave me alone. Like, honey mustard glazed burger, like, give me that shit. Also, Five Guys is here now, so, like, I've been eating that shit sometimes. I like the fries in the bag. The Cajun fries are good, they have some kick to them. I feel like, you know what? I do feel like I've been, like, genuinely seeking out more protein. I used to be, like, a very carbs person. I like to have oatmeal for breakfast or, like, yogurt with granola. No, eggs. I'm not an egg person. I don't like eggs. I don't know what it is about this kid that makes me, like, want to actually eat eggs. We have Five Guys? Yeah. At least on the island we do. Yeah, Bean likes burger. Bean likes burgers. Bean likes pasta with tomato sauce. And the occasional fried chicken. Mother, may I have some eggs? I don't like eggs normally. Hubby would be like, hey, do you want to have eggs too? And I'd be like, like, but now I have to buy 2 cartons. Bean is a future gym bro. So long as he has an interest.
Wait, you have Five Guys in Spain?
Yeah, they opened it
Killing
recently.
hell. We don't have one here in Alaska.
They opened one recently. I think there's 2 on the island. It's really good. I like the fries in the bag. Thank you. Oatmeal with milk and blueberries. I like oatmeal right now with peaches. With any fruit that's seasonally available. Oatmeal with peaches, a little bit of butter and brown sugar, and that's it. That's my breakfast. But I ate that and I felt like garbage. And then I had a big fucking tortilla with 2 scrambled eggs and a buttload of ketchup. Perfectly happy. What do you have against chicken embryo? It's not usually my breakfast food of choice. I'm not a savory breakfast person until now. I'm a sweet breakfast person. Not no mores. Tortillas con huevo. Like, a tortilla de papa sounds mad good right about now, actually. But I need to make sure it's cooked all the way through. Maybe boiled eggs, sunny side over, or poach. I can't have sunny side or poach. It needs to be completely cooked through. That's why I scramble them. You can't have anything raw. Bye-bye! What about chicken nuggets? I like chicken nuggets, but I'm kind of picky with the fried chicken I like right now. I enjoy sweet breakfast, but because carbs, I prefer eating eggs and the like. Yeah, I love a sweet breakfast. But right now, it's like, take it easy on the sugar, mama. Tortilla de patata needs to be a bit not done. I know, and I usually prefer it a bit not done, but like, you don't want to chance the salmonella, mama. What's your favorite food? Sushi. I like salmon roe over rice. A bonus if it has chipotle mayo on it. But I cannot eat that right now. Neither the mayo or the salmon roe, because it counts as raw. I found out that mayo in Spain is pasteurized. Did you guys know that? I can have the mayo from the supermarket if it's pasteurized. I just can't eat any mayo that's made in-house. No raw eggs. Your favorite food is honey. I want to try honeycomb so bad I have to order some of that shit. Do you like wasabi on the side with sushi? I am a degenerate. I am a wasabi degenerate. I grab a hunk of wasabi, put it in my soy sauce, and mash it in. My dad's even worse about this, by the way. And I just dunk it in wasabi, eat it. Like, my dad is fucking psychotic, though. My dad grabs the wasabi, and he does the soy sauce thing, but then he puts wasabi on his sashimi directly, dunks it, and then eats it. And then when he turns a particularly vivid shade of purple, my husband makes fun of him, but he keeps doing it. It's like the point that hubby's like, more father-in-law, more wasabi, add more wasabi. And my dad thinks it's the funniest shit ever, and he just keeps doing it. Creature behavior. Why do you guys think I get it? Yeah, no, babies can't have honey. Babies cannot have honey. I can, baby can't. So is your first meal when you give birth a platter of sushi with some head ups on the side and a rare steak? I told hubby that he needs to get me salmon roe, and I don't care how he does it. He purples? He becomes purple when he eats too much wasabi. I cut the top of the sushi piece with wasabi and then dip it in soy sauce. That's like the civilized way to do it. Not like how my dad does it. Salmon roe. Isn't that shit from Splatoon? It's actually like a real food though. Any odd baby cravings? Not so far, no. If I had to describe anything, less a craving and more something that I used to not eat, is I eat more eggs and I like red meat more now. I'm not a fan of red meat usually, but now I like it. The reason you don't give babies honey things is because they can get botulism and die. Is it honey antibacterial? Yes, but honey also has the botulinum toxin in it, which a baby's immune system is not strong enough to fight off.
That somehow honey is bad for babies for the first 2 years. Be careful.
Very much so, because of botulism, because of the The thing that's in Botox, that is in honey, and babies' immune systems are not well equipped enough to handle that shit until they're over a year old. Ah, open-minded hunger, yes. That's how Gene Chi's uncle died. Exactly. Botulism is very dangerous. You should not fuck with honey with, like, little babies. Venus gonna come out a weightlifter. Please don't, like... Please don't. Like, the other day when I went, the doctor was like, oh, he's gonna be a big baby, and I was like, If I can't give my baby Botox, how is it gonna mog the other babies? Out of sheer fucking aura. What do you mean honey has Botox in it? It has the botulinum toxin, which is what Botox is made out of. He's gonna come out built like a... Could you imagine that, like, they hand me the baby and it's, like, beefy? And it's like, Mom, I need my protein, like... Just hand me, like, a fucking built-ass baby, like... Why do you think that Team Mexico's gonna get onto the World Cup? Not very. Yeah, Hubby was asking me something. Sorry about that. Not very. I have no faith in Mexico's team, but we're already acting like we won the thing, so... Comes out at like 9 pounds with 5% body fat. Please don't can me a beefy baby. ECC, no way! USA won yesterday. USA's been actually doing pretty well. Alright, things, I got a jet. But I will see you all very, very soon, alright? I will see you tomorrow for collab with Jax. Remember, we're starting an hour early, alright? Tune in for the Boston Gargoyle, who actually, served herself up on a platter, was like, I want to do this with the Pokemusu, so we're gonna have fun tomorrow. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Thanks so much for joining me for the Edgerunners review. Very much enjoyable to have you all here. And remember to go check out that new flavor of Gamer Subs. Go, it's bleach. Go drink bleach, all right? Okay, bye. Love you. Bye-bye.